What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn in the house.
And in today's video, we're going to break down exactly how to start wholesaling mobile homes for big profits in wholesaling real estate. We're excited for this one. We're going to break down everything you need to know about wholesaling mobile homes and how to be successful in actually wholesaling mobile home properties. Before we get into it, do us a big favor and smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment, like the video, and we'll break down everything you need to know about wholesaling mobile homes, guys. There is a ton of profits in these type of properties, and we're excited to break it all down. If you're ready to go, let's get it going. If you're excited, let's kind of get it going. And you know what to do.
I think I do. Hit it.
Let's hit it. Woo!
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go. Get up, and get the guy go. Time to wake up, bitch. Get up. Get up. Get up.
Snap. What is up, guys? We're ready to go. We're ready to break it all down, guys, because there's been so many gurus, so many schmoogurus and fake gurus that have been coming out with courses on how to wholesale mobile homes. I think it's legitimately ridiculous, the amount of mobile home wholesaling courses, because mobile home wholesaling should be simple, right? It's cheap, affordable housing, and it's probably one of the best wholesaling things that no one really talks about. So we're going to break down kind of a step-by-step tutorial today on how to wholesale mobile homes. Nobody really talks about this too much. We're excited for this one. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. What is up, Farden? What is up, Jocelyn? What is up, Osman? What is up, guys? Appreciate it. Love all the love here and the support. So let's kind of talk about mobile homes. The first question is, before we kind of break it all down, but what is a mobile home? I think that's the first question you have to ask yourself, because in wholesaling real estate, we're told to look at ugly houses and we can get big assignment fees and really good deals. But what is a mobile home technically, right? Because there's technically a definition for it.
It's
it's all over the board, though.
It's all over the board. So my old definition as a mobile home is, you could put it on a trailer and move it. That's the word mobile in home. And a lot of people mix it up. The reality is there's really two types of mobile homes. There's single wide and double wide. So they're kind of self-explanatory. One's just basically two trailers put next to each other, and they can be transported anywhere. And then what they do is, in the perfect world, you find a lot of land that you own. You put the mobile home on it. The challenge is always going to be the utilities surrounding it, either sewer and water. And that's the key with mobile homes. And the difference with the mobile home is they're actually classified as a DMV, and like you would a car or like a trailer or like an RV. So I found this out the hard way. You actually have to register your mobile homes under the DMV to keep them current. And honestly, I didn't even know that till like 5-6 years ago. So
it's crazy.
It's absolutely nuts. So it's a mobile home, something that you can technically move around and move to different lots. The reality on mobile homes is, after a certain amount of years, it's easier just to replace them than try to fix them. That's why they're kind of like cars.
Theoretically, they are like cars. Some have VINs, some don't. So basically, the mobile home, you just look them up. They're basically just those type of little houses that are kind of look like trailers, but they're not trailers. I think someone ignorant and young like me, when I first got into wholesaling, when I heard mobile home wholesaling, I thought, oh, it's like those little trailer homes, right? Trailer park. I think of a trailer park because I used to watch Ed, Ed and Eddie as a kid. What I learned, what mobile homes are actually, they look like stationary houses to a like they look like they're rooted in the ground, quote unquote, but they're not. Like you can still lift them up and move them. They're not like trailer homes like I thought. I think that's the first beginner thing, showing how young I was when I started wholesaling. But these are really good. So the next thing is like, why wholesale mobile homes? Why don't we just go after like big ugly houses, right? Because theoretically, if I'm wholesaling a mobile home for 40K and I sell it for 45, 50 and make 10K, why would I do that when I go after a probate that's maybe going to be a 30, 40, 50K profit, right?
Yeah.
The truth is for mobile homes, there's two really big reasons, right? The two real reasons why we're talking today. Number one, most wholesalers aren't going after them.
Mm-hmm.
They're not talked about from the gurus, nothing like, because they don't, these gurus all live, I'm saying this in the nicest way, all live in their little pockets of the country. There's usually two markets that they are in. And that's like 2% of the population of the United States, maybe 5%, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of these gurus live in places where there's not a lot of mobile homes, just being honest. We live in the Southeast in the United States, the South. So there's a lot more mobile home, trailer homes, and there's a lot more opportunities out there.
Yeah.
If you're living in Georgia, Florida, Alabama, Mississippi, heck, western part of North Carolina, Tennessee, there's so many mobile homes out here that there's so many deals to be done. But your favorite guru who is living in like this big city, right? Like that's doing virtual, like they don't know about it. They don't understand that. And they're not talking. That's reason one. Number two is there's not wholesaling them. And mobile homes are amazing to going after. Most people in your market, there are mobile homes. A lot of gurus don't talk about it. There's tons of profits. So many great opportunities with it. And the other thing is like, oh, yeah, cash buyers don't want mobile homes, right? There's no insurance, so quote unquote. But guys, cash buyers actually love mobile homes. The ROIs are insane. There's huge cap rates, but there's a reason why, right? But they're great rental opportunities. People love them. It's affordable housing, so it's more attractive to cash buyers, and you get really good ROIs. And guess what? When recessions hit, when tough times in real estate hits, rents usually don't really differ too much on mobile homes. Like they don't really like cut down 30, 40% like they do in regular houses. So a lot of cash buyer landlords love them. Renovations aren't as expensive. So these are great deals. And you can do a ton of volume. You can do a ton of $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 deals in mobile homes. We actually have a bunch of mobile homes as rentals.
Yeah.
They work really well for us. And no, we did not buy them cash. I mean, there are a lot of creative financing opportunities and plays with them too that we love mobile homes. There's a ton of them out there. And it's an attractive opportunity for real estate wholesalers. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. I really love the mobile home stuff. Most wholesalers don't talk about it. And so we're excited to break it all down. So mobile homes versus a regular house, right? Like what are the differences between wholesaling them both? And let's kind of break that down in the beginning. When it comes to a mobile home real estate wholesaling deal, there's certain criteria that have to be met. There's rules, right? Like I don't go after every mobile home. I don't go after every single house, right?
Yeah.
There's ARV rules. There's ownership, if it's in like a specific park or anything like that. But really the difference between the two is not much. I'm being completely honest. So how do we figure out if something's a good real estate wholesaling deal? Is it under contract for a good price? And can I sell it for more than that with a cash buyer?
Mm-hmm.
Your rules still apply in wholesaling real estate when it comes to mobile homes and regular homes. You're still going to check out ARV. You're still going to check out repair cost. There's still a multiplier on those deals. And really, like it's very similar. What do you focus on with a cash buyer? Their motivation, right? You do the same thing with a mobile home. The motivation is probably even more or the same. There's really not a difference between these two on the wholesaling side. The real estate's a little different, but you don't have to be an expert. It's very, very similar. I think people think it's like a completely different thing, and it kind of they move away from it, but they're amazing. So let's kind of break down like our criteria for wholesaling mobile homes before I get into the nitty gritty of it. But like we have specific rules for wholesaling mobile homes, right? Number one, I think it's the most important one. I do not want to wholesale a mobile home unless the land is owned underneath it, right? At that point, you're basically flipping cars, right? Because mobile home's technically a vehicle to an extent, right? So like we're wholesaling. What are we wholesaling? Real estate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Real estate is basically more or less land at the end of the day, because we're buying the land, we're selling the land, and what's on that land is just, it's pretty much gravy on top of that, right? So we are wholesaling real estate. Mobile home is the same thing as wholesaling real estate. Are we wholesaling vehicles? No. Wholesaling real estate. So if you own a mobile home on a piece of land you own real estate, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We're still wholesaling real estate. This is just an aspect of it. So just kind of keep that in mind. If it is real estate, you should wholesale it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if it's a commercial deal, right? If it's an apartment complex, if it's just a regular house or a mobile home. If there's land and there's something on top of the land, you can wholesale it, right?
Yeah, it's important to understand. We're actually teaching the technique of buying individual mobile homes. There's a lot of techniques to buy the entire park. It's an entire different conversation.
Yeah.
So for clarity on this video, we're talking about going into a mobile home park and buying it from the individual owner. This isn't how to take down the entire park. That's an entire different evaluation. So basically, guys, it's just like doing single family homes. The only difference is like they're mobile homes. As he says, rule number one on every one of them is they have to own the land underneath of it. Because in reality, you're buying the land and getting everything else that comes with it, because the mobile home on that deed, it's not written in there. You're just getting the land. So if you don't own the land, you have to, at least you don't really own it. So it's really important, because you're never going to get ahead if you have to lease the land, because they're just going to constantly keep upping the land lease on it. So unless you have some crazy creative financing strategy where you're putting no money down, I would never take a mobile home with a piece of leased land underneath of it.
No, like when they have lot rent, stuff like that. So let's kind of break down the mobile home rules. So just firstly, understand there's in the United States. Okay. I don't care if you live out West or, in this crazy place, most of the United States, let's talk about like the heart. Like we're talking about Detroit, Michigan, right? We're talking about the Southeast, the Midwest, right? Where most people live, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of mobile homes. I'm talking about San Francisco, right? Like I'm not talking about something like a crazy town, but like most of the United States, if ARVs are under 250K, there's probably a ton of mobile homes. People own mobile homes and they own the land underneath them. It's very like there's a ton of them. And we're going to show you, like, we'll pull up batch leads and PropStream and show you how many, like, there's actually there's more than you think. I think it's funny. So we've been wholesaling a bunch, guys. If you look at our vlogs on the channel here, we have a ton of creative financing and wholesaling deals where we go in front of mobile homes and we just show you deals like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of them. There's whole neighborhoods where we live, especially in Florida, like Central Florida, kind of outside Orlando. They're neighborhoods and there's mobile homes on top of them, right?
Yeah.
There's a ton of them. And most people are shocked by that. But it's absolutely true. There's thousands and thousands and thousands, and most wholesalers aren't going after them. So it's definitely a great opportunity. So I'll tell you, the number one opportunity for wholesalers right now is wholesaling mobile homes. I think that's such a huge one because wholesalers aren't going after it, and there's just so much money to be made on them. Like you can do like 5 or 10 of them like every single month if you're in a big mobile home market that most wholesalers never thought about it, and the gurus don't talk about it. So the mobile home rules is the land has to be owned underneath it. And to an extent, that's pretty much fair game. Like if it's salvageable, it's good.
Yep.
Most people imagine there's a stigma in the United States with mobile homes that like every mobile home is nasty. There's 50 people living in them. Like a lot of mobile homes are pretty nice. Like some of the newer ones, they're very, very nice. I think people really have a bad misconception. Now there's a lot of dirty, ugly, nasty ones. That's where you make a ton of money. Like that's where you lock these things up.
There's only 2 real issues ever with a mobile home. Everyone I come across. Number one is the septic system. So most of them are on septic systems. So like the drain field, you guys know how that works is if you have to replace it, it's anywhere from 6 to like 12K, depending on where you are. So the problem with them is if you have too many people living in the mobile homes, they just override the septic system and it can't keep up. The second one is the water. A lot of mobile homes originally were developed in areas where they just didn't have like city water treatable.
Yeah.
Today, like more than half of them have the same issue. So usually you have to have like a water treatment system. In my opinion, just pay the money, because if you don't, the tenants won't keep up with it and it runs your plumbing to the ground and it gets really expensive. So it's, those are the 2 biggest things. A water treatment system, around, $500 to $1,000, depending on where you live. And you just got to put some salts in there. And that's what keeps the water clean coming in the sink. So you don't get the red stained bathrooms.
Oh, yeah.
And your pipes don't get clogged up, and they actually have drinking, like usable water they can cook with and bathe with and drink.
Yeah. The point here is there's not a lot of rules with wholesaling mobile homes.
That's it. I just
Pretty
gave
much
them
if
to
the
you.
land if the land is owned underneath it,
Yeah.
if there's a septic problem, that's fine. We can still just lock it up for lower, right?
Yeah, you can just
Yeah.
deal with it. It'll require a permit, but I'm telling you, those are the two biggest obstacles I ever face. Let me know in the comments if you guys have faced like any others, but roofing, electrical, that's just standard like house stuff when
Yeah.
it comes to it.
So it's pretty simple, guys. Like most people I want you to have this on your radar. Most people don't have them on their radar. You're trying for dollars. You find a code violation list, right? They're all going to start being on there.
To be honest with you guys, I ignored mobile homes probably the first 12, 13 years I did this.
Like one thing I can tell you right now is like everyone thinks it's so complicated to find mobile home deals. Guys, if you just go to like listrei.com, just search vacants on mobile homes, like you can get stuff like that. So the question is like, how do you find mobile home deals? They're everywhere. Like even the code violation list, if you have a mobile home and you don't cut your grass, code violation, right? Like
Correct.
that's so like let's talk about the freeway and paid way. The freeway is a lot harder. The paid way is a little better. But most people are going to pull these leads from like just buying a list from like zachdata.com or listrei.com. That's going to be the way that we honestly do it. Just it's a little tougher to do. Mobile homes are kind of, it's weird because like they're on government lists, but they're not as common as regular houses. So if I get like a code violation list, maybe 5% of them, 4% of them are going to be like mobile homes are in a big portion of houses. So, but they're really cool because if you go after a small portion, they're going to be really good. So there's about, I would say 3 main free ways to going after them. Number one, I'm going to say this just up front. My favorite way, is first of all, you're going to have to find them to an extent. I would probably do Google Maps. I'd be looking up the tax rolls in my city. You can actually get a free list from the government, right? Like tax rolls or from the property appraiser of every single property on like an Excel CSV list.
Yeah.
And you just go after them, right?
You just got to look at the coding on it. Like, so in my area, they're coded MH. Sometimes they get a little bit tricky, but you can go to your county records and get this information. And honestly, if you have a place where they have a computer there, talk to like an employee and they'll say, listen, I'm just trying to get a list of all mobile home owners. They don't get it asked often. So they're actually excited to answer that one as opposed to, your foreclosure list, your tax delinquencies, all that stuff. So manufactured homes, they're all designated. So if you want to find out how they're coded, find a mobile home in your area, look it up under the property record and see how the county codes it. And that will kind of give you the blueprint on how to find them.
Go to the
yourself.
For Rents. There's going to be some mobile homes on there. Reverse engineer the address with the property appraiser, find where that is, and you're good to go. The truth is that, like, if you want to find what areas there are, look up the For Rents. There's going to be 1 or 2 mobile homes on there, really cheap, right? And then just find those neighborhoods. And where one mobile home is, there's usually a ton. Yeah. And then what you're going to do is, here's a great way to find these deals. Just do bandit signs. Like, pretty simple. Yeah. We buy ugly houses. We buy mobile homes. Like we buy
mobile homes.
We buy mobile homes cash. Put a phone number. Stick like 10 or 15. You're going to find a ton. Like from our mobile homes, like how we find our tenants, really easy. I just stick a For Rent in front of the mobile homes. It works really well. You honestly need like, if there's 50 mobile homes in an area, you need 4 bandit signs on like the choke points or where people drive in and out. Like 5 bandit signs. That's all I'm at. Like not a lot of wholesalers are going after those areas. And that works really well.
Yeah. Also understand that it's a very tight knit community.
It is.
So like
everyone knows
when
each
someone
other.
will call you like, hey, do you know anybody's got one for sale? And they're like, oh yeah, Donna's been talking about it. So just connect with the community because one person calls you, ask them if they know of anybody who's interested in selling their mobile home.
It's insane. I remember once we did a video at a mobile home we did create a financing deal on like a year ago. We went in there, we put a lockbox on it, we recorded the video. Neighbor 2 doors down came up to us, said, what's going on at the house? We basically said, we're renovating it and we're going to have it for rent. Oh my God, my best friend needs to find a place. Boom. Like it's so simple. Yeah. It's such a tight knit community. Like everyone comes outside, says hi to you. Yeah. They always look at the property. So how do you find these? Bandit signs are great. Tax rolls, make sure on the government list. It's pretty simple. Now, if you want to do something a little more specific, you can just go on like listrei.com and pull the mobile homes. We'll show you at the end of this how to do that. Very, very simple and fast to be doing it. It works like a charm. I love it. So that's definitely something I do recommend, but they're very easy to find. The question is, do you just cold call just plain mobile homes, right? Like that's one thing. I would say yes. If there's less than 500 mobile homes in your county, like a bigger population,
Yeah.
just cold call all of them. Like, I think that's pretty much worth it.
Yeah, guys, it's like mobile homes. I blew them off for the longest time. You're gonna laugh at this. I had people try to give me mobile homes, and like I wouldn't take them because I was scared about the deferred maintenance and all this stuff. And listen right now, like I've been doing this so long that mobile homes are now above the entry price that I did single family homes. So it's a natural tendency for people to go, okay, well, I want to get my first home. Now the mobile home is like, I'm not going to say the new American dream, but it's the affordable American dream. Mobile homes we saw selling for $8,000 to $10,000 are selling for $1 to $150 now in parts of Florida and the Southeast. And guys, I couldn't even wrap my head around these numbers. And the other thing why it's so valuable is keep in mind, a lot of banks they don't like doing mortgages on mobile homes because they're really a DMV product and they can only value the land and a little bit of the trailer on top of it. So these are prime for people like you and me because they require cash. Before, when they were 40 grand and less, it wasn't that big a deal. Now, when you're talking about $100,000 mobile homes, banks won't give mortgages on them much unless they're brand spanking new by a builder.
Yep.
It's a perfect scenario to do wholesaling, creative financing, anything you want, because what's the competition to buy it? Like no one's going to go out and get a mortgage and get these deals. So they got to find someone that's ready to go and be able to take it over. So a lot of these homeowners own them for like 10 grand. So like, you'll give me 10 grand up front and then finance the rest. Like, yeah.
So let's break this. So like Tony's got a question. Let's kind of go over theoretical for everyone. I found a mobile home in Zillow sitting on 2 acres and I don't know how to go about it. This is really simple. I think a lot of people like Zillow for sale by owners have a lot of great mobile homes.
Yeah.
How do you go about it? Y'all saw me Tuesday cold calling, right? Getting reductions from sellers, selling them, getting price commitments, all this stuff. This is the simplest one. I don't know what to go about it. Call them. Talk about the house. Tell me a little bit about it, right? What's the condition? Why are you looking to sell such a house? Do you have to cut the grass? Or what's the issue with the acreage, right? Is it vacant? Like, is the property vacant? Do I need to cut the grass?
Do I get a lawnmower with it?
Yeah,
just like stuff like that.
That's how you build. And there's, hey, how long has this thing been listed? And here's the best one. How much you looking to get rid of the mobile home for?
Yeah.
Oh, if you had a price, what would it be? Like if I bought this thing all cash, ready to go. It's just people get so shocked when they hear me cold call or have you like have conversation with sellers like on a mock thing. It's like, get to the point. Like it just, as a normal person, I always look at like buying. I always tell everyone, act like you're buying a car when it comes to a house. Guess what a mobile home is? It's a vehicle.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm buying somebody's Honda Accord, I'm not going to have a 30-minute conversation about their grandma. Like sometimes I'm just going to get to the point, right?
Yeah. And
I'm looking to buy your car.
Yeah.
I'm looking to sell my car. Tell me about the car.
And here's a little tip on mobile homes. Like the truth of the matter is most people have no idea what they're worth because listen, Zillow misses it by a blue mile. And most of the owners know that. And every now and then you get one to go, well, one sold down the street, but you got to understand a lot of the ones I deal with, there's not a lot of these people aren't surfing on the internet. They go, listen, I bought it for $10,000 10 years ago. If I could get 25 or 30 for it, I'm not saying it every time, but like a lot of times they make very, very fast decisions. And for that reason, no bank loans for the most part. To me, it's an easy process because you need to look at it almost like it's the same qualifications as a motivated seller, but much better price point, and they move faster, and you don't have competition from banks and inspections. And guys, the retail buyers aren't flocking to them because they don't know how to buy mobile homes either. So you're the perfect pivot point to put these under contract and to sell them to cash buyers. Because here's the really cool part. On a mobile home, your cash buyers can be the retail buyer if it's in good shape. And you can simply do an assignment. You can do a double close. You can be creative with it. And you can actually get a bigger retail spread. I've seen $25,000, $35,000 profits on a mobile home. It's insane.
So let's kind of break this part too. I think this is pretty cool. So let's go to listarea.com. Someone comment below what market I should be going after mobile homes. And we're going to break this down. So I'm just going to go here to PropStream. So we're currently in PropStream right now. So let's go to Dallas County, right? Let's see, can everyone find me? Yeah, go to listaria.com. We kind of talked about PropStream yesterday, so like I don't want to beat a dead horse with it. But let me just just someone FYI, I'm just going to go to filter here. I'm going to go to property characteristics, and then you see property types. So let me get rid of my face here. All right, we're just going to go to property types, and all I'm going to do is I'm in the search. I'm just going to see MO. Funeral homes, hotels, like it's kind of crazy. You'd be a little Ben Malo with your shopping center, right? Is that you? Yeah.
I'm not a big shopping center guy.
But like, there's so many. But I'm just going to go here. So residential, right? Manufactured, modular, prefabricated. I would put that in that category. I think modular homes. I think I want to add those in. But like, if we're just talking about mobile homes, so I'm going to do mobile home or trailer park, and then mobile home. So I'm clicking, right? And then all I'm going to do, property characteristics, make sure it's residential, right? Now, there's a couple things we can do here, right? We have property characteristics. We have lot sizes. I would put minimum about 5 square feet. What I mean by that is you want to see if there's land owned underneath it, right?
You mean 5,000, right?
No, 5 square feet.
Okay.
5 square feet. Because at 0 square feet, the land isn't owned underneath it. It's just a mobile home.
Okay.
So I can do you see the difference between 5 and 0? So 0, 13,000, right? Now, if I put just 1, you're at 4,000. Huge difference.
Yeah.
So that's one little tip I found. There's building square feet. There's always like that. I'm not going to do anything crazy like that. I can go to ownership information, and I can kind of put like more information on there, right? But like all I'm going to do is make sure there's only like 2 mobile home owned, right? At most, right? We got 10,000. We can get evaluation and equities and stuff like that. But property characteristics, I can click here vacant, right? This is a cool one, right? There's currently, and let's put lot size 1 square foot. So this is really, like if I'm going to call right now, there's legitimately 31 mobile homes in Dallas County right now where the land is owned underneath it that nobody's living. It's just sitting there. Just sitting there. Right? Right here. Christina Ortiz bought this house for cash in 2012. This little mobile home. See that? Do you see how this neighborhood, these are all mobile homes and the land's owned underneath it?
Right.
Dallas, okay? There's some gurus in Dallas, but not a ton. So gurus don't talk. But like, let's scroll up. Holy moly.
Wow.
Look at all these mobile homes and the
That's
land
a
is
lot.
owned underneath it. All right, now so there's regular houses.
On the outside.
But like, look at this.
Well, they're packed in there, aren't they?
This is ridiculous. I'm telling you right now. So let's go here. You see how this is a choke point? I'm throwing a bandit sign right here, right? Like I'm throwing a bandit sign right here, right?
Mhm.
I'm going to like, guys, and all these roads, guess where they lead to? All these mobile homes, when they have to go to the grocery store?
Profits.
No, they go right here. Right here.
Yeah.
There's this 4-lane highway. I'm not telling you what to do, but a 17-year-old Zach would go right here, bandit sign, bandit sign, bandit sign, bandit sign. It'll cost you $10. $10.
Not even.
And you get to market to all of these properties for $10. Worth it, right?
Yeah. 10 minutes of your time.
10 minutes. So I love the people telling there's no mobile home. Like, look at this. The land is owned underneath this. This is like, oh my gosh. So this mobile home right here, you see all these cars lined up. Oh, beautiful, right?
Yeah.
This property right here, just sitting vacant. No one's living in the house. They've owned it for 9+ years, just sitting there. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
There's only 34 in all of Dallas, which Dallas is huge, massive. But there's 34. 34 that was just sitting there. Are they worth a sticky note? Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? Let's see the mailing. The mailing address is in the same place. So that's kind of weird. But like I got some information here, right? Lot size, a ton of stuff going on, but powerful stuff. So this is great stuff. Now, that's not every single one, but like I'm going Juliana. This property has been owned since how long? Heck, ownership's been, this thing's been owned since it was built in 2002.
Look at the property tax on the lower left-hand corner. Go down.
Where? Oh yeah, 7,000.
No, $210.
Oh yeah,
That's why
property tax,
landlords love them.
$210. It's on 0.025 acres. You see how I
Common.
put that on the lot size? So maybe I put 5 acres on there, but I think it's just by square foot, so it's fine. But guys, like you can do that all day, right? Like these are great properties to be going after. So like that's how you do the mobile homes. I'm not telling you go get PropStream, but like I'm just like if you have it,
Yeah. it's
quick tip
convenient.
for everyone on here, like everyone's like, Zach, why don't you use Privy to do blah blah blah? Privy doesn't do that. Love Privy, right? Like I don't promote it, but like
What's Privy?
it's some software. Like
Yeah,
I keep getting asked about it, but like
if you guys want to overpay for
like
properties,
no, but like I get asked like why don't I get that when I get like guys like there's only like a couple softwares that can do something like this. Batch is one of them. PropStream, like this stuff works. So I'm just letting everyone know like these deals are out here. Nobody talks about them because these gurus don't know how to wholesale the right way, and they don't wholesale. Okay,
it's a great starter strategy to like get going. They're
And-
not hard to get going at all.
And I do want to mention this. So Michael Sexton says this. I'm being very nice to Michael. Like Michael, I'm saying this in the nicest way. We love your support. We see you. I'm saying this the sweetest way. He has a rule about wholesaling. He says he doesn't like the thing. You want to buy them after built in 1987. We have done over 4 deals this year, creative finance on mobile homes, all built in the 70s.
Yeah,
Actually, no. Remember that yellow one that we sold off, that we wholesaled? That was like from the 70s, right?
Yeah.
I think the other, like something of the other one we did, that was like we have a cash cow one that's like insane right now. That thing was built in like the 90s or early 2000s, but like the ones in the 70s, they need a lot of work, but we can lock them up for like 5K.
Yeah,
and the land's worth like 10K.
Yeah, what he's referring to, it's like owning a 1987 car. They're much more expensive to maintain, and like there comes a point where it's just easier. Like you can replace an entire trailer, like a nice one, for around 60 grand.
Yeah.
So there's no spending 30, 40 grand fixing up an old trailer. They're not like a house. You just pull one in, pull one out, and think about the time you save to spend 30 or 40 grand to fix up an old one. It's just easier to replace it. So I get it. But the reality is, if the house is livable and it's good, remember, the deals pick us. We don't pick them. I would love every house to be like 2020 brand new, but like wholesaling doesn't work the way. So I'd be a little bit soft on that rule, because we bought some real like junkers that I didn't even want to buy. And he's like, well, let's just buy the whole. We wind up buying most of the street. And we just picked up the phone and just wholesaled off the ones we didn't want. So It doesn't mean you, Mike, like maybe I would use that rule for you personally owning it. But if you want to wholesale it, scrap that rule, because a lot of the ones you are going to buy are going to be problems 1987 before. Remember, it's not your problem. You're just solving the problem. You don't have to fix it up. You find somebody else to do that for you. And it's a good rule for you personally. But like for wholesaling them, I'd get rid of that rule.
Yeah. So guys, there's so many of these deals out here. Nobody talks about them. You know, it's insane. But you know, the sad part is we just made this video. I got about 4 gurus who are writing their course for this, right? Here's a secret marketing strategy nobody knows about. Give me $5,000. Guys, you're going to get probably ads on YouTube tomorrow about this. They're all going to use our system. I don't care, because I gave you the information for free. Gurus already sell our information that we give out for free. Just get it here for free. It's ridiculous. But guys, finding mobile home deals are actually really easy. Like it's really simple the way you got to do it. You got to think creatively, some of your marketing, but they're amazing. Next question is how to wholesale mobile home deals, right? Pretty simple. I mean, it's a motivated seller.
Yeah. You just got to look for, they're all going to be cash buyers in mobile homes. So you don't have to differentiate between any of that. So nothing changes there. And number 2, there's just a certain type of person that wants to buy mobile homes. And that's the one you're going to target, because they have such a low price entry. If you want to do something creative and carry a mortgage for someone or do something like that, and you can afford to do that, these are the ones that do it, because they're much easier to control. And in my opinion, it's much easier. It's just, they're all going to be cash buyers. And there's just listen, the people that buy mobile homes, they don't do regular single family homes, and you'll know real quick. So just make sure you market in the right groups on social media, and don't overlook the bandit sign on the corner, because these are tight-knit communities. They know everybody, and you can have an instant buyer built in, or if you want to do a renter, even easier.
I know it's crazy. So like Michael said, it was a guru rule. I just want to know the truth, guys. I would have thought that too. But the problem is we've wholesaled so many mobile homes from the 70s that that rule is broken, right? Somebody told me you can't wholesale property built after 2010, and then it wholesaled. We had a $77,000 deal that the vlog will be posted in a couple of weeks on the Flip with Rick YouTube channel, built in 2012, right? Like every guru, whatever rule a guru's told you, terrible. Okay, get rid of all the guru rules you got. Ask somebody who actually wholesales like real deals, and you're gonna get different information.
I've wholesaled over 5 houses that are 120 years old plus. I used to have a rule, nothing before 1960. Wholesaling fixed that for me. You shouldn't have rules. Remember, you're here to solve problems on a deal. And if you can get a contract sold and you can help the seller out and help a buyer out and help yourself out, that's your rule. If it creates a profit without you like stressing, and the idea is you're not making a promise you can't come through, you're fine. People start building rules because they think it's like it's going to save you. And I'm just like, honestly, if you don't want to get your heart broken, like don't fall in love with someone. I guarantee you won't get your heart broken, but you're going to suffer all the benefits you get from them. You can do the same thing in real estate investing, but you're going to miss out on so many opportunities. So you have to find the balance. There are some bad mobile homes that just need to be knocked down. So a lot of times the mobile home's really bad. You look at it, you're like, dude, like honestly, it's just easier to throw this thing out there. You still got the land, and understand 50 to 60 grand, you can put a new one on there. What if you can pick up that land for $3,000 or $4,000, get a trailer, get somebody else to finance it, and then you rent it out for $1,000 to $1,200 a month? Do the math on that. That's where your creative mind works on mobile homes, because there are no rules. The only rule me and Zach give you is they have to own the land under it. If you're going to do something like a land lease, make sure you profit from day one, because eventually it will end. There will be a huge rent increase on that lot of land, and that's where you're going to get stuck.
Yeah. So like, let me show you an example. If you want to trust us, here's a video we had with Rick, 2020. We kind of just broke down a local mobile home deal we were doing. Look at this. This is all a neighborhood of just mobile homes in Florida right here. Like we did, I think 4 or 5 deals in this little like street. Insane. Guys, like these are all little mobile homes in here, and they work. In this house, if you look on just search mobile home flip with Rick, guys, there's a ton of these deals. So if you're asking why I should listen to Rick and Zach, we just show you the real deeds. Like we do this business for real. Yeah. This is us wholesaling mobile homes. Like everything we say, we do. Okay. Like I have no incentive to lie to you about mobile homes. The reason why I'm coming with you guys with this message today is because most wholesalers aren't doing it, and we do it for real, and we make a ton of money doing it, and we want you to profit from it. I'm not here to sell you a course. I don't care. I don't care what your guru says. Your guru doesn't really wholesale.
Yeah.
Sorry if I said that, but it's true.
One of the houses, I don't know if we bought it on that block or not, is actually it's one of the many we hold in a portfolio, and we're just gonna keep it forever because they used to rent for like $300 a month on this block. They rent for $1,200 now, and they opened up a Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah,
in the corner, and
they're all working there. Oh my gosh!
And Amazon. The thing is, it's gonna wind up being a 6-figure deal on a little $10,000 mobile home that I didn't think 2 things about it, and just. But the thing is, if you buy a mobile home and you cash flow from day one, you can survive any market. And what's happened since we've owned that 3 years later, I mean, the complete world's changed here in Florida. I'm just like, now, if it was the other way around and the real estate fell off a cliff, you still have the cash flow to cover the property. So I'm covered either way. So you're not gambling as much. Why? Property taxes is ridiculously low. To move a regular family in a house in my area, the taxes alone would cost you $4,500 to $6,000 a year. The same mobile home, $500 or less.
It's crazy.
Insurance, it's a whole nother like ball of wax, but it's like most of the mobile homes is just basic liability insurance, because what's your worst case scenario? 50, 60 grand, replace it, right? You can self-insure these other than the liability. So just make sure you own them under an LLC. You lose all. So if I had to own 10 mobile homes and 10 single family houses, the 10 mobile homes will crush them on a cash flow basis. And even in the long run, it actually might even make more money in today's world.
Yeah, unless a hurricane hits, you got no insurance. But
well, that's the whole thing. You
there's
just
things about
replace
it.
them.
So Michael did say this. I follow your content for free. I did a virtual deal, 25,000 in South Carolina from our advice. Appreciate
Awesome.
it. Awesome. Love to see it. My guys, this stuff works. So how do you wholesale them? You meet with the seller. Very simple. Like, go meet with the seller, have a conversation, lock up a contract. You're still going to use a title company or an attorney because we are wholesaling real estate. The
Yeah.
land is owned, so you still have to go through a title company, right? Like,
Yeah. So keep in mind, if they own the land, people can still put liens against it.
yep.
And you can use a title company to do that search. The controversy with the title company comes to registering with the DMV. Less than half the people ever comply and do that. So it might exclude you from some insurance qualifications on it. And you might have to deal with it when you go
Cash
to
buyer's
sell it.
problem.
Yeah. But like the cash buyers, they don't
As
care.
a wholesaler, not my problem.
We don't care about it. So it comes up a little bit on the title
Yeah.
work, but it's like minor
But
stuff.
you're going to get some questions though. Like sometimes this is a problem. Like in wholesaling, when a seller says, "I'll just quit claim it to you," and it's a $500,000 house, I'm like, no. Sometimes the seller's going to tell you a quick claim. So for the people, like, what is a quick claim deed?
Well, here's the funny thing is so many people think it's quick, Q-U-I-C-K. It's quit, Q-U-I-T. And all it is a fancy termination. If I want to get a property and get it out of my name and put it in Zach's name, I can go down to the courthouse. I can get a template off the internet. The courthouse won't provide it for you. And you do a quick claim deed. It just says, I sign all my rights over to this house to him. The problem with quick claim deeds is more than half of them are done erroneously, meaning they're not notarized correctly. They didn't notify the right parties and they run a risk. Whenever we got a property and someone says, "Oh, I quit claim that property from my sister," it's like, you got to kind of smack your head. I know I have to get it to a title company.
Yeah.
And then here's what happened. To do a title policy is the title company has to go back in time and see what happened between me and Zach. And they'll call Zach to go, "Hey, Zach." And then they're going to want to find out if I was married when I did it. And if I was, then they got to go back and track down my wife, and you create a trail of problems. So quick claims are very, very common in like trailers. And you got to do your research on
I
them.
still use a title company because it's kind of hard to get an assignment fee just quit claiming it. So I would still use a title company. So that's still use a title company. When you wholesale real estate, we always use a title company. Now, the last part's how do you find cash buyers for mobile homes? This is actually a very simple one. There's only two types of, honestly, like in real estate wholesaling, there's only two types of cash buyers. Honestly, people are going to flip the house for a profit and people are buying it for a rental. There's not a big business for flipping mobile homes. Like there really isn't. There's a big business for rentals though. So most of your cash buyers for mobile homes are going to be landlords. That's honestly what I have found. Majority of our mobile home deals we've wholesaled pretty much all landlords, and landlords actually pay the most for mobile homes. So how do you find a landlord? Pretty simple. You use PropStream or listari.com, but the best one is just cold calling for rental mobile homes. Hey, this guy owns 4 mobile homes in Dallas for rentals. He's probably want to buy more, right? Because if he's collecting $60,000 a year in rent for these four mobile homes, and you're selling a mobile home for $20,000, and you locked it up for 10, of course he's going to reinvest it, right?
Yeah,
the cash flow is so heavy in mobile homes, he's going to want to reinvest into more mobile homes. So cold calling mobile home rents, best way. Mobile homes for rent, county, city. Just look it up. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
Craigslist. This is where Craigslist actually works because a lot of people are actually posting. So, guys, that's the hands down the best way. Like I could love to tell you to go to this crazy website. It does it all. The website's Craigslist.
Yeah. And landlords love to buy in proximity. So take a trailer parking, buy more. They'll actually pay a premium. So I constantly chase down wholesalers and bird dogs from other various sources. Say, listen, if you get any more in here, I'll actually pay a little extra money just to get, because we're already managing them actively. And if it costs me $5,000 extra, I don't care. I would love to keep collecting more. And they know that when you do it. And
why didn't I say to use mobile homes for bandit signs because bandit signs are great for cash buyers, not for mobile homes. Because I would put a mobile home for sale Here's the problem. It's cool for finding tenants, but it's going to be like, oh my God, I want my Uncle Johnny.
Yeah.
He wants to go buy a mobile home. He's working construction right now. He's in between jobs. Can he buy the house? Like, you're gonna get 30 of them. I've tried it. Doesn't work. The cold calling it's going to be the best one. So that's why cold call the four rents. It works really, really well, guys. So love it. Next part here is title companies for mobile homes. That's the last one. I would use a title company because they're going to give you your assignment fee. I don't like the quick claim, like I said before. So that is how you do it. So guys, that's how you wholesale mobile homes. So many wholesalers don't talk about it because the gurus, they don't wholesale for real. They don't talk about it. There's a ton of people crushing mobile homes. I hate to say it. I don't like putting the cat out of the bag out here because we get more followers. Like, we screamed about mobile homes like 2 years ago when the panoramic hit. And a lot of people went after it and they did really well. We're kind of coming back to it again because it's just times are changing always. And it's a great strategy. We've never stopped from it. But we want to dedicate an entire live for this today. Unfortunately, if you've been watching us for a while, you've been doing very well for 2 years doing mobile homes, but like, we're going to talk about it more and more just because we're starting to make more money from it also, that it's going to get a little more saturated, and only because of us. It stinks. But you know, we own enough, so it's fine. So guys, it's great.
The problem is why we didn't do them initially is when you talk about a $5,000 or $9,000 or $10,000 mobile home, it's hard to make big spreads. So traditionally you can make $500 or $1,000. That's why nobody touched them in the wholesaling community. So now at price points between 50 and 100,000, guys, these are the single family homes you were looking for 5 to 7 years ago. So don't forget about it. Okay. It's the market's changed.
That's
people
different.
are more
That's
willing.
Florida. Like, we're an expensive part of Florida. Not expensive, but like ARV is about 400,000. You divide that by 4. That's usually what a mobile home's roughly going to be, maybe 5 or 6. So in Florida, some of these mobile homes are racking up to 100, 125. There's still places, Alabama, Mississippi, 20, 30, 40, right? But like even Corey in Tennessee, he's getting them really cheap, right? They're all over the board, guys, just FYI. But there's a ton of great ones. So guys, mobile homes are great. If you guys are living in a place that has mobile homes, you can live in a really nice place. Like, I live in a very nice zip code. You live in a very nice zip code. There's mobile homes like 30 minutes away. Amazing deals. Like, don't think, oh, I live in a really nice place. Oh, there's no mobile homes. There's mobile homes near you. Like, if you outside of like New York City, come on, guys. So it's amazing. So let's answer some YouTube comments, and then we're gonna get to some of the one-on-one calls today too. Let's break it down. So Wesley wants to know, this is the most important question. Can you wholesale a church? You can.
You can.
I would not.
So you would be surprised how many private mortgages and hard money are on churches.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you would be shocked. The problem with a church is it's hard to repurpose.
Yeah.
How are you going to find a higher and better use for a church? Okay. And I'm here to tell you it's challenging. I looked at a church that was on a waterfront property. I'm like, you got to be kidding. The price offered to me was to take over the mortgage. And I mean, like, insanely cheap. The problem is to rebuild the church out. You got to get past that stigma, which I'm sure I don't think I could go into God's house and do it.
Oh yeah. Go.
And then number 2,
church.
good luck going to the city and try to repurpose it. And who the heck is going to buy it? Like, churches have one thing in common. What is it?
What do you mean?
Just their shape and structure. They always have a very high elevated ceiling, usually with a pinnacle at the top, either a cross or something. And you're going to have a hard time knocking that, like that elevated roof. The idea it's a place of worship, and the challenges are they're really, really tough. So the only way you can do it is you have to sell it to another church. And I've watched that market. I don't want anything to do with it. Life's tough enough as it is. Flipping churches, I don't need the stigma that's going with it. And here's the key is a lot of churches, they're basically run by boards. Okay. So if any of you all been involved in a church, is you have volunteers making a decision on the financial outcome of the church. And a lot of them are misappropriated funds. And that's where they get in trouble on paying back the mortgage, especially a private mortgage. And that's where the trouble happens. And then you got salaries, and it's like a real mess. So Honestly, if you want to comp a church, I would just kind of pray and come up with a number.
I would not.
'cause-
Oh my gosh, I would not wholesale.
But the
a
problem
church.
is you have such a small fixed
weird.
buyers pool, because then
Yeah.
you got to find people that know how to run a church, that want it in this town. And what do they want? That, like, you all think like they go, oh, they'll pay you whatever. No, they want it like a smoking deal.
But
And
here's
they
the
usually
thing.
want you to finance it.
Let's talk about another thing about churches, which isn't talked about.
Yeah.
A lot of people get these questions. This was shocking to me. I'm looking at this ugly house, like tall grass, drove for dollars. I was a teenager. I go to the property appraiser and I'm like, it's owned by the blank blank church of something. And I'm like, how does a church own this weird house in the middle of like this entire neighborhood? And then like I kind of looked it up. A lot of people, like older people, like donate their entire net worth and
Oh,
their
yeah.
deed to
Oh,
a
yeah.
church. And
It's-
then now a church owns a house. And it's like, wait, what do I do with this? I've tried this every which way. Never, I've just, you know, I don't feel comfortable making a $30,000 assignment fee from a church to a point. It's a weird one. Also, a lot of churches, they want to listing it the most for it. List it with a realtor that's in the church. Like it's all
Yeah.
political, but like I kind of steer clear
You
from
remember
it.
the duplexes I bought a long time ago next to the churches?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So sometimes you can look at a church. Some of them had a really good plan. They had like
Yeah.
housing for like people that worked in the church, and then they had like multi-families they would use for like struggling families, and the church was subsidized, and they would exchange work. Well, some point this got handed over. Now, when it comes to like the multifamily and like it's got a higher and better use purpose, and you're not buying it from the church, I did it. What at some point the church sold it off, and I bought the entire complex. And I remember the church coming back to me and they said, we'd like to buy that back. And I said, I'll be happy to entertain your offer. The problem is they wanted the exact same price it was 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and they wouldn't budge. They bought in a broker. I'm like, I go, listen, I'm all about like helping the church out, but like, I'm not going back in time 10 years.
Yeah.
We spend a lot of money to market, and you guys sold this 15 years ago. And I was called like a lot of things, but like it's been in the free market for over 15 years. And now I'm supposed to go back and revert because it wasn't a place of worship. It was just housing. And it was right behind the church. It was super convenient. And I offered them a very fair deal. And they're like, they said, you can't make a profit off the church. I'm like, you guys made a profit and sold it. You pocket $180,000 and you're accusing me of profiteering. So just be careful when you deal with churches. Listen, guys, I love wholesaling. I keep religion out of this business because you're never going to win. Religion isn't about winning or losing. It's about making your life feel fulfilled. And we stay out of it in here because I don't think it has a purpose in wholesaling.
We're talking about wholesaling.
Yeah. So
we're worldwide. We have every religion, every nationality basically watching our stuff.
Yeah.
Why are you going to get into that? Right. Like we're talking about real estate. Everyone asks what political party I am. We are both in the same political party, the Wholesaling Real Estate Party. That's my political party.
Well, we got off on that one a little bit.
No, the only thing I'm ever like political with is my football teams. But I'll get in that debate one day.
We're still too far away from that bridge. It hurts, man.
Bobby says, I would think most mobile homes are in very poor condition. It is still worth it, even in their bad condition. You just lock it up for less. Brad, like so many people are like, I never thought about wholesaling like mobile home. I love it. Fredo, what's up, Fredo? My first $5,000 came from a mobile home in Tennessee, right?
Your bank account doesn't care where it comes from.
Yeah, guys,
so many of you guys are being sold like these coaches and gurus and mentors. You got to buy the whole mobile home park. Well, it's just like sexy, but you got to go get bank financing. You got to get approved. You've got to understand it is a huge operation to do that, and it's not the end of the world. But like honestly, the idea is get you started in wholesaling. Take down 1. Take down 2, 3, and then if you like it, if you want to start taking down entire mobile home parks, then you can cater towards that. The Southeast really specializes that in the United States.
It's all over though. Like, I mean, the Midwest has some great mobile homes. It's just, it's a little harder.
But when you buy the whole lot, it's a whole different story. So when you buy from the homeowner, they're pretty transparent. They'll tell you what the issues are, and they're usually pretty negotiable in my experience. And for that reason, from a starter point, like the guys, it's gold. Like, your bank account doesn't care where the money comes from. As long as it's legal and you're not breaking any laws and you feel good about it, then go for it.
So Olivia says, I love the background. Appreciate it. So what is the background? We got Biggie, we got Tupac, And we got the most important thing on the bottom. Of course, we're commercially doing this. Freewholesaling.com. Freewholesaling.com on the bottom. So, I had an artist come by. He commissioned this for us. We paid him $5,000, and he painted that for us right here. I just thought it was kind of cool to commission a painting behind me of a rapper. Am I cool now? Am I cool now? All right,
Okay,
guys.
dude,
I'm
move
just
on.
letting you know, like everyone does like all these crazy things for their studios. I'm like, we got a TV. I can change it up.
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, you guys, you got to focus on the content.
Yeah.
Because everything else is really a distraction. Like
Yeah.
you got to have something, because you don't want to see, like, I guess, just a white wall. I get it, but like it's getting out of control out of there. The money's not in the studio. The money is in delivering relative content to help you become an incredible wholesaler.
Exactly. But we gotta flex on the grooves and have the best studio though still. But let's kind of break it down. So let's get another question here. How do you assign them if you don't have a deed? They don't have a VIN. Well, there is going to be a deed on the land owned underneath it. That's
Correct.
kind of the secret sauce. That's going to the thing the gurus are going to try to sell you a course on. So the difference between a mobile home and a manufactured home is a manufactured house, you can't really move it theoretically. But like, no, right? Like, so that's the biggest difference. More or less, manufactured houses are worth a little more. There's just a difference in ARV, more or less, right?
Now, listen, I've done a lot of, so you got manufactured homes and modular homes. Now, I'm not a construction expert, so don't quote me on it, but I've bought them all. You got to understand, a modular home or like a manufactured home, they just assemble them on site. They bolt them together. So like there might be 4 walls, and they bolt them and they lock them together and they tie them in, as opposed to like putting up the CBS and concrete and with the rebar and type of stuff. But honestly, like modular homes and manufactured homes, it depends on the neighborhood. So if the neighborhood works and the aesthetics are all the same square footage and everything, it'll take a slight discount, but it doesn't take a huge hit. It kind of shocks me. And sometimes you can go on the inside of the house. You go, hey, how do I know if it's a modular home? You'll see connecting points in the walls. Connect. And when you see that, then you do research. Also, if it has a crawl space under it, most likely it's going to be a modular or a manufactured home. A mobile home is truly, they can take it off. It's usually resting on cinder blocks. It's got straps down. And when they want to move it, they can slide a trailer under it and move it. That's the key to mobile home. And notice the width on a mobile home is just wide enough to fit on the road. They have to do an oversized load. If you have a double wide, it's 2 separate trailers, and it looks like somebody just cut the house in half. So
exactly. So Daniel says here, I made a mistake purchasing from a guru, and I learned more from you guys, and it's free. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Jesus says, how do I get a price to sell once I get it under contract? Go to freewholesaling.com. We have exactly how to calculate MAO and the right offer formula. It's all on there. Just go to freewholesaling.com on the bottom. Brandon says, why do people usually not want mobile home deals? Why do some want them? I call it sushi. It's like sushi. If you know enough friends and family, some people love sushi and some people hate sushi. Right?
I love sushi.
Like, I love sushi.
I love it.
But we're addicted to seafood. There's people out here that absolutely despise it. Right?
It's if you
it's
don't
like everything.
It's kind of a weird texture taste. So if you don't like fish and you don't like slimy stuff, the last thing you want to do is like put it in your mouth. So I get it.
You've been feeding me basically raw fish since I was like 2 years old. So I don't really have a choice in the matter.
Yeah.
But here's some dolphin, mahi FYI. But I'm just letting you know, guys, it's just a different preference and a taste, right? Some people love this type of food. Some people don't like it, right? It's basically how a landlord is. Some landlords hate the aspect of a mobile home that the repairs are like kind of weird on them. They're not cookie cutter. You can't really insure them as well as a regular house. Sometimes you can't do certain write-offs on them. But like other people love it because it's cheap. You get a really good ROI. The appreciation is as much as a regular house. Like there's trade-offs. It's just a different type of thing. Some people love Hummers, right? And some people hate Hummers. You just got to sell it to the people that like their clientele, right?
Yeah.
That's the truth. So some people love pineapple on a pizza. Some people don't. Most people don't like pineapple on a pizza. But
That's
like,
a bad idea.
I think it's decent. But
Terrible.
have you ever had the barbecue from
Pineapple.
California Pizza?
No,
Pizza
I get
Kitchen?
barbecue, but you
Yeah.
don't put. Is pineapple a fruit?
Yes,
Why would you put a fruit on a piece of
'Cause-
pizza for?
it's a Hawaiian California barbecue. It's good.
Hey, listen,
But,
even
yeah.
ham's questionable. I'm sorry.
It's decent. Okay, but like people all over the board, like some investors just don't like it because of those reasons, but also that makes it really attractive to some. You're selling a contract, you have a different buyer for each different thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, I won't go near like a condo or an association for rental. Just I don't think they're as good. There's some, but like most of them, I don't like them. You know, when you got to buy in on a community, and then some I love. Like it's just there's different buyers for it. There's a different clientele. You know, Eduardo says this is a great one. What about a mobile home parks that are only 55 plus? Do you wholesale in those areas as well? Yes. Right.
Yeah. Here's the challenge. If you have an age, a deed restriction on age for a mobile home park, most likely it's going to be under like management and you're going to have major issues. The mobile homes I prefer to do, this isn't a rule, but you want to deal directly with the seller and you don't want to deal with a management company because then it's just you and the seller that make up the rules as you go on. And that's the challenge. If someone, you have to have a management company do all this paperwork and stuff. Can you do it? Yeah, but you're going to have more paperwork to jump through and more people to satisfy. And that tends to put pressure on your deal.
Exactly. It's interesting. So I'm just letting you know, look, we got
One more question after that was similar.
Sharon likes pineapple. Jason loves pineapple. Barbecue, bacon. I'm not crazy. Okay.
Listen, you could put bacon on anything. It works. End of
uh,
story. It works.
Okay. I'm just letting you. So there's people that don't like it. I think it's good.
We should take a poll on that
Oh my
because
God.
we're going to have some talks. I just like, when did that come a thing? Pineapple on pizza.
The Hawaiians did it, you know.
Well, I guess when you got
they did good on the pizza. The spam's questionable to me, but they did great on the pizza. The spam, I don't know why they.
I don't even know what's in spam. Like I know it's a combination of some.
Am I right? I think people in
like
Polynesia they love spam. Let me know if the Hawaiians are saying
listen,
I'm wrong.
I was raised on spam. Spam and crackers. My dad thought it was a treat on the boat.
Some people love spam. Like I know Hawaiians love spam. I'm not a big fan of that, but like the pineapple Hawaiian pizza, oh great. I gotta go to Hawaii. They got a cool culture. They got definitely they're known for other food besides that, like native food they have that's probably really good. I'm just a continental United States guy. Okay, so we got a question here from Ralph. I have a potential deal in Port St. Lucie for a mobile home. She's asking, I don't know where that is.
I don't know either.
$100,000. Comps are 140, 160. There is a lot fee. $100K Port St. Lucie without the land being owned underneath it.
I know exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah, we've done some. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Listen, if you got a lot fee, it ain't gonna work because that means you're being controlled by a management company.
Well, Ralph, let me know. I'm asking Ralph a question. I'm gonna say this nicely.
He can private message.
No, he can private message. Ralph, just give me a yes or no. Is this place in a Spanish? Is it Spanish something? Spanish blank in Port St. Lucie?
Start with an S. They're all with an S that are a problem.
But the ones that are a problem, it's called Spanish something. Like for example, like Spanish Palms. It's not that. I'm not going to say it, but like, if it has the word Spanish in front of it, and then it's like another like Spanish Palms or like villas, I know what you're talking about. If it's that community and there's a lot of no, like I just
avoid it. You're gonna have problems.
Avoid it.
The best deals you can do it would be just like single family homes. If you can deal directly with the seller, the minute you have to put a management company in there or something, it just gets hairy. It's because then if you're going to have a deed restricted for age, somebody has to manage it. You have to do applications, pay application fees, and then you're always scrutiny. And then when you got to sell it, you got to do the exact same thing. So if there's a deal, it doesn't prevent it. It just makes it harder.
Yeah. So remember, what did we say about the rules in the beginning? The land must be owned.
That's it.
Okay. So if you go to www.flipwithrick.com/JV and send a JV deal, first thing our VA is going to call you, or if someone on our dispo team is going to call you and say, hey, is the land owned underneath it? And you say no, we're going to say thank you, but we're probably not going to wholesale this with you. We can't. We only deal with them. Zach and Rick, our bosses, basically told us if the land is not owned underneath it, it's a no deal. Guys, we spent a lot of time training these dispo people. And so if you send us a mobile home deal, we'll dispo it with you. Like we'll wholesale it with you. But if the land is not owned underneath it, we will not JV with you. We follow the rules we teach you. That's what we teach our team. So FYI. So guys, if you do want to send us a deal, FYI, just go to www.flipwithrick, all below scrolling, www.flipwithrick.com/JV or /JV with me. If you just go to freewholesaling.com, on the top right, it is already there. JV with me is already on there. And you can send us your JV deals. We are talking basically with everyone. We're getting our dispo teams pretty much all set up on there. So it's awesome. So love it. Let's get some motivation for everyone, though, really quick. So from France, thanks, Zach and Rick, for everything. Closed first deal, 720. So that was 8 days ago. Used your contracts and got the seller to give me a no first. End result, seller lowered price by $10,000 stinking dollars. Woo! Love it.
Yeah. So you guys aren't familiar, you just go over to freewholesaling.com. Is by France, like going for the no first and getting rejected, he got a better number. He got better data from a seller, and he was able to target in on a really good wholesale price, and he was able to flip it and make a profit. And that's the technique we teach. It's very simple. It's straightforward. It's not about being a greasy salesman or anything like that. It's just about connecting with people and asking the right questions at the right time with the right tonality. And I mean, awesome. That's great.
That's awesome. So guys, that's how you do it. That's how you wholesale mobile homes. What I'm going to do right now is we're going to do some one-on-one calls right now. So if you want to get a one-on-one call, talk to me and Rick one-on-one, guess what you got to do? Go to facebook.com/group/wholesaling houses for real, because we wholesale real estate for real. And you can hop on. Let me show you exactly how to do it the right way. We broke 60,000 members a couple days ago. Heck, we're almost at 61,000. Insane the amount of people that are showing our support. So we love you guys. We appreciate you. But that's not all today. So today, what we're going to do is if you want to hop on, talk to us one-on-one right now, all you basically got to do is go here to featured. It's all on the top. So look, I'm in the group, right? Oh my God, where do I go? How do I talk to Rick and Zach? Oh my gosh, look whose beautiful face is right here, right? We're going to click that one. It's going to hop on right here. So here's the link. You can watch it on YouTube right here. And they can join right here on StreamYard and actually talk to us right here. Click the StreamYard, hop on, talk to us. So that's how you talk to us one-on-one, absolutely for free. So that's going to be the question. Oh, why is Zach talking to these people and not me? Oh my gosh, they must have paid the special $5,000 guru price right now.
Yeah,
guys, we give everyone for free. Hop on, talk to us, and we love to ask. So let's talk. Let's talk to some people, see if there's any questions they have, and how we can help everyone on here. So let's break it down. All right. Malik.
Yo, what's up?
How's it going?
What's up, Malik?
Yep. I had to take that sticker off again.
There you go. My wife does that, dude. She's always with the sticker. I'm like, guys, really, if people want to sit there and peek in what I do all day, they're gonna be bored. It's not as everybody acts like an investor's lifestyle is like so exciting. It's like a few hectic, like, maybe 30 minutes, and then a lot of talking, planning, and strategizing. So,
what's up? How can I help you out today?
Well, no, actually, I didn't have any questions today. I was just kind of chiming in and listening to what you guys were saying. I just been looking for deals. I'm on my free trial of PropStream, trying to go through all the videos, go through the 30-day trial. Like I told your dad last time, I had sent off some probate letters before. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just like to say what's up, share you guys my progress, and I'm still out there grinding, trying to get a deal.
How many mobile homes are in Seattle?
Outside.
Oh,
I actually don't live in Washington. I live on Vancouver Island.
Yeah, he's in
Vancouver.
Yeah.
I thought it was Seattle. Northwest.
Yeah, I talked to him last week.
Northwest. Yeah. So you're on Vancouver Island. Oh
yeah.
Shoot. There's some mobile homes out there.
That's cool.
Aren't they? Isn't it like really hot in Northwest right now? Like something.
The thing is, all the owner information is private out here, so you can't skip tracing. I could imagine would be hard. If I had an address, I couldn't look up the owner's information per se.
Canada.
Yeah, that's all. It's all private.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
No, we had we were talking Celsius versus Fahrenheit because
okay, we're not going to get
the U.S. is like we're on this old system, and the rest of the world is like. Why is the United States so stuck not using the metric system?
I remembered him. I thought he's Seattle, but Northwest. I'm close enough. But
I talked to you and let you hear, the last time I spoke with him, and that was the first time I was on the chat. So it must be somebody.
Yeah, your memory's failing you. You're getting old.
Oh my gosh. But so basically, you're virtually wholesaling?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what market are you at?
I picked 3 markets. Let me just pull up my PropStream.
Yeah, I want to know.
So I'm doing Chattanooga, Detroit, and the other one. Hold on. How do I go to?
Like this too.
Where's my search list?
I mean, heck, you can do
Birmingham. Birmingham. Actually, I got a couple more. So I just been practicing pulling lists. That's the main thing I'm focusing on right now.
No.
So
you can't go wrong with that. Like,
yeah,
you really can't.
Yeah.
I know a guy in California crushing in Birmingham right now.
Right on. So my biggest thing now is just kind of getting over that, I guess, anxiety of just calling customers. Like, I just don't feel sure myself yet that I can call and close a customer. So yeah, I don't know, maybe comping. Honestly, I don't have a reason for it. It's just
you don't have a reason,
right? Yeah, I have no reason. You're right.
All right, so this is a pretty simple one, right? Like, so what we always say is, if you pretend like, have you ever bought in a car?
Yeah.
And was it like a private sale or was it like at a dealership?
I've done both.
All right, so you done a private sale, right?
Yeah.
You bought the car, right?
Yeah.
Were you nervous to go meet the guy to buy the car?
No.
You know why you weren't nervous? Because you knew exactly the whole process, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go meet the guy. We're gonna see if it works. If I buy it, I buy it. If I buy it, I don't. I'm gonna test drive it, check it out, right? Are you a mechanic?
No.
So you weren't an expert on a car, and you're still confident on buying it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with a piece of real estate. You're not an expert on real estate, but you know enough to kick a tire and see if there's a dent or not, right?
Yeah.
So like, it's the same thing, man. Like, the confidence with buying a car is because you know how the process is going to go down. You're nervous because you're uncertain of how the process is going to go down. And it's actually very simple. I talk to the person. I offer them the house. If I don't buy it, I don't buy it. I think a lot of people put a lot of pressure on themselves that they have to get this like deal done right now, right? No, right?
You don't make deals, you find them. And that's the whole core of wholesaling when it comes down to it. I want everybody to get this. It's about hunting and finding the deals. Well, it's the rest of the process, you get more skilled and better at it, but like that's where the meat and potatoes is in wholesaling. That's why people that have little to no experience do very well in it, because you don't have to have a 4-year education to do it. The money's always going to be in who finds the deal. You find me a Rolex watch 50% off, I'll buy it from you tomorrow. And I'll give you a nice premium for it. And that's the basics of how this works. So we've always promoted, get a good education on it, but like if you do it systematically and focus on like marketing and learning how to talk to sellers, the rest will flow with you. And let me give you a problem where you go meet with a seller tomorrow or today and they want to sign a deal with you. Do you think that's a good problem to have? Yeah. Great. And here's what you've got to understand too, is understand that sometimes you're not going to have all the answers. Like to this date, I still don't have an answer for everything, but I'm confident enough to go, you know what? That's a great question. Let me get the right person that on my team that can help get you the right answer. What's the best time I can follow up with you on it? It takes all the pressure off. Like when people ask a question, like I do commercial projects all the time. I'm like, I don't know what the heck they're talking about sometimes. And I'll go contact a lawyer who is ever on my team title and go, listen, he asked this. What does it mean? And then I get the answer and then I go back with confidence. The people who lie and like go over it, the sellers know you're doing it.
Yeah.
And honestly, you don't feel good about yourself. And then you have to keep track of what you said. The stress goes through the roof. So for that purpose, I just said, listen, when I don't know the answer, I'm just going to say, listen, I'm not sure. Let me get you the right answer and let me get back with you on it. Yeah. That's it. And if you know that, you don't have to have anxiety over it. You really don't, because you're not going to lie to people.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for the advice. I think Zach had a cold calling the for sale by owners off Zillow. So I think I'm going to try that and just kind of get over that fear of just calling people and seeing if they want to sell their house.
Dude, there's no pressure. It's like baseball, except there's no strikes. You don't have to swing unless you want to. And swinging is signing a contract. You can just pretend, you just offer people, and if you don't lock it up, you don't lock it up. Like, it's not the end of the world, right? I think a lot of the anxiety you have is because you just the lack of experience. And I'm not talking about years. I'm talking about like talking to 15 sellers. That's the little experience you need. That's it. Because your anxiety right now is because you don't understand the process. And once you do the process, it's so much easier.
Yeah.
I remember like anxiety as a kid, going to high school or like middle school for the first time. You just go through the process like, oh, okay, this is simple.
Yeah.
I used to get nervous when I started wrestling, like, oh my God, what's going to happen, right? Like you get your butt kicked a couple times and then you get better, and then that's pretty much it.
The
Same thing.
thinking about it before is worse than the actual cold
Yeah.
call. I guarantee you.
Right.
You're going to get your butt kicked starting out. Like you're not going to be an expert. But if you act like you're buying a car, that's going to be it. If wholesalers bought cars like they wholesaled as beginners, it'd be terrible. Like this is what they say. You're going to sell me this car. Like that's how wholesalers pretend to buy houses. I'm an expert car buying service. We have a financing department. A guy, hey, I'm looking to buy your house. Tell me a little bit, like you hear me on my live cold calls. I don't sound like an expert.
Right.
I don't act like I'm the guy that has bought thousands of houses and done thousands of wholesaling deals.
Mm-hmm.
I speak at just a regular level because that's how I communicate. Okay.
Yeah.
It's insane. Now, I do have the confidence of someone that has, and it doesn't hurt to have that confidence, but like, that's it. Sometimes I get challenged, but like, you just got to do it, man. So that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I would challenge you. Ready for this? I want you to talk to 25 contacts. 25
contacts. Okay, I won't come back to the live call until I've done that.
Bro, you can do that this weekend.
Hey, your mindset will change.
Birmingham,
Yeah.
Chattanooga, and Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
That's it. Pretty easy.
All right, thanks, guys. I'll let somebody else jump on who has questions. Thanks a lot. Take care.
Okay.
Last question, Malik. What is the worst that's going to happen on those calls? The worst case scenario.
They'll say no.
No, that's not the worst.
No, I ain't the worst.
F you. You're terrible.
They'll make fun of your mama. They'll hang up on you. Dude, like I've come up with a brilliant idea. We should have like not a live recorded session, like once a week or something. We have someone they call on live. Like I'm scared to do cold calling, and we just beat them to a pulp. And if you can survive that call, you'll survive anything.
Guy, like I've been roasted from my friends just because we're old friends. Like I can deal with that. There's nothing you can tell me that I don't know, right? So like that's the worst. You already know the worst, right?
That's the worst.
That's it. Hang up.
Whole different ball game if you're in front of someone, because then they can on the phone. The worst can do is hang up on you, right?
Yeah, you're good, man. Like you're doing so well. You're doing more than what most beginners are going to do, and we're proud of you, man. You got to start somewhere. 25.
I appreciate it. 25. I'll make it 50. Okay, how about that?
Oh, there you go.
Let's do 25 over the weekend.
All right.
Careful.
This is contacts like hello.
Okay.
Conversation. 25. Okay.
5. Okay, I gotcha.
All right. Let me know how it goes.
Yeah. Take care.
See you, Mike.
Love it. Like, it's just, it's so crazy sometimes. Like, oh, I'm scared of going airplanes. I promise you, you go on like 100 airplane rides, you're not going to be scared of airplanes anymore, right? Yeah. Some people to a point, but like, it's a lot of people that are like worried about it. It's not that like everyone's nervous.
It's
like,
so funny with the phone. I told you today, I got a cold call out of the blue. But the funny thing is, the lies started and I started challenging him, and like you could tell he didn't know where to go with it. I'm just like, if you just tell the truth, I would make this really easy for you. But like one lie led to the next lie to the next lie. I'm just like, you have no idea what you're doing, do you? And it was just like, why would I do business with someone? He would have been better off to say, listen, I don't know that exact answer. And it's like a ticket to call you back. Let me get the answer and I'll call you back. I said, no, don't call me back. But
all right, let's get Jay on. Jay.
Hey, what's going on, Zach? How you doing?
What's up, Jay?
How you doing, man? Mr. Rick, what's going on? I'm glad to have both of you today. I got both the experts today.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep. So got about 3 questions. So I was doing some cold calling with the FISBOs today, and I just had some things that I wanted to go over with you. Just kind of talk about the conversations that I had. I did get stumped on a couple of these things. So I called the first person. And this guy, he had his price listed at $180,000. So I called him, talked to him everything, the 4 pillars, condition, motivation, time, price, everything like that. And he told me that he wanted to sell the property because he wanted to get the funds to fund his other properties to.
We lost him there. Just step on the cable. There it is.
He's good.
So he told me that he wouldn't go anything less than 179. He had the price listed at 189, said he wouldn't take anything less than 179. So then I did like the good cop, bad cop method, and I said, okay, well, I have a partner. He's at like 165 just to see what he would do. And then he said, oh, I'd have to talk to my wife about that. Then I hit him back with, okay, well, I'm offering you 170. How do you feel about that? And he said he had to talk to his wife. So he already went down 10,000 from his asking price. Should I have locked it up right then and there when he said that he wouldn't take anything less than 179 when he initially had it posted for 189?
So you said you were going to do 170 or the bad cop was going to do 170? See where Jay's going.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Yeah, people are calling me. But yeah, I said the bad cop was going to offer 165, and then I came back with 170, and then he said that he had to talk to his wife about that. So should I have locked it up at 179 since he already dropped it 10,000? You said what?
What's the ARV minus repairs multiplied by the 83%?
So I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even do any of that because I mean I don't like to waste my time coming up with an ARV if there's like no deal, like if there's no motivation there. Otherwise, I'd be sitting here all day. I was kind of like doing what I would watch you do on the live cold calls, how you'll just like find the property and then you call
ARV minus repairs, bro.
I'm sorry.
I do the MAO in my head.
Yeah, you got to know the exit strategy. Otherwise,
yeah, man. Like I always do that. Like. So there's multiple ways I calculate the MAO in real time. I might use the cash flow comp rule, but mostly I'm doing ARV, which is pretty much like I'll use the Zestimate more or less really quickly, and then minus off what I think the repairs are going to be, multiply by that by 70 or 83%, depending on my multiplier, which is at freewholesaling.com. And then I'll kind of have what I think a cash buyer is willing to pay for it. If you don't know what a cash buyer is willing to pay for it, why are you going to offer somebody? Because if he accepts that offer, I'm going to lock it up. I'm a man of my word. When I give someone an offer, I'm going to buy it for that price. So I don't give offers that I don't think I can do.
And what do you think you can sell it for is the real question.
Yeah, so like I don't give offers which I don't know what I'm going to sell it for. We're buying dollar bills, bro. Like why would I buy $100,000 bill if I don't know what the mystery note on the bill is going to be?
And what number is your seller coming down from? So you said the 189 to 179. But honestly, yeah, you got to figure out, like, you always got to be thinking about your cash buyer at the end. When you do a lot of deals, you can get experienced at it in the beginning. You got to kind of know it. But I got to be honest with you, like today's with PropStream and everything else, you can click a button. You don't even need all those servers. You could use Zillow, you could use Trulia, you could use Redfin, you can use Realtor.com. It's not really hard to figure out what the going rate for that house is. You got to figure out what the repairs are and if there's motivation, and just got to put a math problem together. Everything's tentative on somebody looking at the property. But like, I don't want to waste my time either, but you got, honestly, if you don't have a starting number, there's nowhere to end. So if the property's selling for like 195, 200, and he wants to sell it to you at like 180, 190, it's already tight to begin with. So it's like,
yeah, if it's not selling on the market for 189, I know for a fact, I'm guessing at worst, the thing might be worth 180. If it's not selling for 189 on the market, it's been listed for months, it might be worth 180.
Yeah. And I hate when somebody has a 9 in the number.
And then I need a minimum take 15% off of that. Like, I'm just doing my mental math. Like,
this person to sell it, the transaction cost to sell that thing traditionally is going to be 12 to 15%.
My guess, dude, is going to be 60 to 50 for a wholesale. That's I don't know the address. Yeah. I'm just guessing. So like, what's the motivation?
So he wants to sell that property so he can get the cash to fund his other properties. He has like 5 other properties that he's trying to renovate. So he wants to use the cash from the sale of this one property that I'm talking about to fund his 5 other ones so he can renovate those and as rentals.
Is this a rental right now or is this a flip?
So right now, when I looked at the pictures was from a year ago. So I thought it was vacant because there was nothing in there, not even like appliances or anything. He said the pictures was from a year ago and there's a tenant currently in there and the tenant's on a month-to-month lease. I didn't even ask that question, to be honest with you.
Jay.
Yeah, I know. I got to do better.
Wait for a comp. So if it's renting for $1,600 a month, I divide by that 1%. That is
160,000.
160,000. So that's a
Mhm.
rough comp of what the cash buyer can usually pay for it.
Okay.
So if I know a cash buyer will pay 160K for it, I know where I got to be. If it's renting for 2K, ooh, might be a good deal.
Yeah.
Right? That is a mandatory question. And guess what they're going to tell you? Oh, Jay, that's private information. I can't tell you that. Well, Jay or Mr. Seller, if I buy this house and there's a lease on it and I want to keep the tenant, and you're going to keep it a secret what the rent's going to be, the tenant's going to tell me. Why don't you just tell me now?
Right.
And they'll tell you.
Yeah.
You got to use that rental as leverage because so you watched my live when I knocked the seller down 45 grand, right? On Tuesday?
I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
I watched the Tuesday.
I did a Zillow for sale by owner.
Mhm.
He had a rental property, a multifamily. I knocked 45K off of the 220. I think I knocked 45K off the listing price. You know what I used for justification on it?
Mhm.
It was renting for this much. So if it's renting for this, I need my cap rate to be this percentage. So I justified 50K off the price basically because my partner, this crazy dude, he wants a certain percentage off the cash flow. And I used his rentals as leverage to get a lower price.
I think
Yeah.
I
A little more
remember. I think I
advanced.
remember that one. I think I remember that.
I do like 2 of those every single live session.
Yeah. And Jay,
Right.
I'll give you one other tip.
It gives you reason.
He has motivation to get the cash to renovate the other ones. But like, honestly, it's not a super motivating factor when you have 5 other
No.
houses and you rent, like, they're not like, you know what I'm saying? He's like, okay, well,
Right.
if you make it super easy, the reality, if he sells this house on the market, he puts it on at 189. He's probably going to get a buyer at like 180, maybe 182. And by the time he's done with all the closing costs and everything, what's he going to walk away with? And that's how you can counter someone. Go, listen, by the time you put it on the market, you pay the realtor cost, all the closing costs, everything, he's going to be like 161, 162 anyways. Like,
Right.
and then he has to go through all the drama of it. And what does drama mean? Drama means time, a lot of time. Dude, that price is not going to be going up in this uncertain market right now. So just make sure you have a good fit and make sure, remember, if the price gets tighter, the only way I ever override that is I have a built-in buyer ready to go. Like if it's tight, unless I have a buyer ready to go, I don't want to touch it. If I'm getting an insane discount, I don't really worry about it too much because I have a million options to sell that property. So the cardinal rule in wholesaling is you don't want to take on massive risk.
Right.
And if he can't move it, you don't want to take on like his problem. You've got to have a spread there. In my opinion, he's just discounting you the cost of the transaction, which any wholesaler, like any landlord would do type of deal. I would do that in a heartbeat too. I know how expensive it is to sell property traditionally. It is 12% when you're all said and done. 6% realtor and 6% in hard cost to close everything out. So use that when you go back and like talk to them. They know what it costs to close these things. And that's without any type of negotiation, Jay. That's like if someone just pays that price by the time they're said and done. So do your math calculations when you do it and just kind of walk through and go, listen, I kind of walk through the math. And the other thing is, does he have any other buyers for the property?
I did ask him if he had gotten any other offers, and he said that he had people that give him offers, but he didn't tell me exactly what they offered him. He just said that they gave him a stupid low offer, and then like that was it.
Jay, this is good. This is a good lesson. We're not telling you to do anything wrong, but just every time there's a rental, you gotta deep dive it. You just gotta deep dive on the numbers.
I got you.
The reason why I get good deals on my FSBOs is because I deep dive it. Because people might casually just bring up it's a rental. If I bring it like, what's going on with the rental? Oh, he hasn't paid in 4 months. He won't go out and just scream that that's the case, right? But if you just keep talking and just ask questions, that's it. So you just gotta ask more questions, man.
Right.
So like, for example, how much are you getting for rent? Is there a lease? Tell me about the tenants. Heck, it's you and me, we don't care about the tenants, but it's just another rapport piece. It's just more conversation, right?
Right.
And that's it. And guess what? Oh my gosh, Jay's asking me these questions about the tenants. Like you're asking questions that a real buyer would ask. You're seeing more legitimate.
Right.
And Jay, how many properties does he own total? Did you ever get a number?
He told me that he was trying to renovate 5 other ones, and this is his 6th one that I was calling about. So I'm just assuming 6.
Okay, so he's in a challenging time for renovating because you don't know what the final outcome is. So I'm going to give you a little tip here. And I don't do this to scare you. I'm just going to give you my 20 years experience. When a landlord owns 4 or more properties, they're a pain in the butt to buy from. It's just the truth. So keep in mind, he's selling you his worst problem.
Right.
He had 5 properties from the pick form. He says, Jay, take this one. You need to find out what the problem with that property is.
Gotcha.
Okay? And understand that. And sometimes, like when I find a landlord owns like 30 properties, dude, unless they beg me to buy it, I just run, because they are cold calculating on the numbers. There's no emotional strings you can pull on. And there's very little motivation other. I need to pull money from this one to pay for that one. In my opinion, that's not a motivating enough factor to get a good deal.
Gotcha.
I agree.
So like some of my marketing, I look for owners that don't own more than 4 properties, just so I don't have to have that conversations. The worst thing you do is sit down with someone with a spreadsheet that has 30 properties. It's painful because they're going to give you the one pig they have and they want like retail for it, and it annoys, and then they'll take your contract and they'll just keep leveraging up on it. So
right.
Dax gave you some good stuff to ask more questions. Ask him, hey, how many properties do you own total? If he spits out a giant number, the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
Right.
4 or 5 is not bad, but like understanding the odds are against you.
Yeah. Actually, to kind of caveat off of that, like how you said, any real estate investor that has like 4 or more properties is your problem. The first cold call I made today, there was a woman picked up the phone and she told me that her and her husband, they're like lawyers, they have their own firm, but they had like 30 properties.
Yeah.
So I was calling about one, and they were like, "Oh, well, what state are you calling from?" And I'm like, because I didn't want to, because I was calling from Google Voice, so the number came up as a spam risk, which I had to take note of. And then she asked me for my personal number, so I figured, all right, it's not going to be a big deal. I'll give you my personal number. And then she heard me say 267, and then she was like, "Well, where's that from?" I said Pennsylvania. She said, "Oh, that we're not going to be interested by." So I'm like, why does it matter if I'm like out of state or something like that? Like, if you want a deal, like get a deal.
They have a preset like conditions, just like I'm telling you my conditions. It's not a rule. It's a probability factor.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know on probates, if there's 4 or more errors, it's a lot more work for me to do because I got to get 4 people to make a decision. Give me one piece of cake. I did one with 23 errors. It took a year and a half to get everyone to agree to it. It's just, but I don't stop doing them. I just know I got to invest more time in it. So just understanding that when a guy brings a spreadsheet like for 30 properties with you, I have one line. Tell me which one you want to get rid of now. And that's it. I don't look at the other 29 properties because it's a waste of time, because you'll never take them all down. If you can take down one successfully, then you got a shot. But remember, you always try to grab the lowest hanging fruit, because I'm not a guy. I don't want to buy 30 houses in a portfolio as a new beginning wholesaler. It's everyone goes, oh, I can take off 30 deals in one shot. I'm telling you, you're going to kill yourself. You're going to put yourself in massive risk, and you're going to quit before you ever start. So you've picked one. If it doesn't work, just like move on and just like see what happens. But I think he's financially motivated, which is not enough for a real estate investor that doesn't live in the property, in my opinion.
Gotcha. And so my last question is about another cold call I had. Me and this lady, we had a very, very great conversation, built a lot of rapport. What threw me off though was that it's a mobile home, and she had it listed for 180,000. And we were talking on the phone, and she gave me like 3 prices. So she came to me and told me that she said that one seller came to her, buyer came to her, offered her 90,000. She didn't want that. Another buyer came, offered her 130. She didn't want that. And then she said that the lowest she would take is 160. So I didn't give her an offer because with mobile homes, I feel like things are done kind of like differently. And I knew you guys were doing a video today, so I wanted to wait to see what you guys would say before I could come back to her. I told her, I said, let me get back with my partners, and we're going to, discuss our numbers, see what's going on. I did.
You are your partners. You're discussing with your partners right now.
Right, exactly.
Perfect. Yeah. Be confident with it, because you do have partners, right? I'll talk to you about any deal, right?
Of course.
That's great, man.
Yeah, I mean, 180 is a bit, but I don't know if 180 is the right number or not. Once again, you got to kind of do like some basic comps. And the reality is, if she's asking 180 and the thing comps back at like 50 or 60, I don't spend a lot of energy on it. Like there's, especially on a mobile home, it's just like, that's a wish list. And a mobile home, the one caveat rule I would put in, and it's soft, is you always have to look at the rental rates on a mobile home. So if the mobile home can only rent for $1,000, you could never pay $180,000 because what are you going to do if you have to write out the cash flow scenario and you had to own it? But you know what? You're like, well, Rick, I'm not going to own it. I go, yeah, but your cash buyers are going to think that way, and they're going to discount your property based on that. So, guys, whenever you're dealing in mobile homes, understand what the cash flow is. And so, like, honestly, if $100,000 property should get you at least $1,000 a month, but like, I'm more aggressive with mobile homes. I want a much higher spread than that because it's not a regular single family home, and I have no idea. You got to kind of go in and look at the number, but if she doesn't have a motivation, it's great she hits you off and you have those times in cold calls where you really connect with someone. But sometimes you can connect with someone, but they're just trying to butter you up for like a nice big fat price, and that's just not going to work for you. But I never thought I'd see $180,000 mobile homes, but they exist here in Florida now.
Yeah, I'm in Tennessee right now, so I was like,
but
I'm not an expert, but I was
you can comp a lot of that stuff just on regular stuff online with PropStream and stuff like that. Just go in there and take a look, and if it's too far,
seriously, why?
All right, we're back on. I don't know. It's coming in and out. The gurus are trying us today. So we're back. That was weird. Whatever. The gurus are trying us for some reason today. So what are you going to do? So, So shout out to, oh man. He logged out too for some reason, but whatever. The gurus try us, but it'll never work. So I'm going to log in and out. So let's go to the next person here. We got, let me write that down. 135. We're fine, guys. So let's talk to Ariel. Ariel, what is up?
Yo, how's it going?
What's up? How can I help you out today?
Hey, I had a lead. Well, yeah, I had a lead. Kind of. It didn't work out. But I had talked to him first, and he told me he wanted 50K at first, but he would take 35 minimum. And then I told him that we could meet up Thursday, which is today. And I called him up in the morning. He told me he changed his mind because he talked to his wife. So I think I don't know, like I didn't know what to say. So like I guess I lost it. So what could I have saved it?
You got to tell me more about this deal, dude.
Well, it was a code violation. Pretty much. I didn't really.
All right, let's go from the beginning. You pulled a code violation. You called them. What? Give me the story one more time.
So I called him up. I asked him if he wanted to sell it. He said yeah, but I don't know. I think he got offered 50K, or I don't know why he mentioned 50K, but he said the minimum he'll take is 35.
Okay.
And I calculated the ARV at 80 to 90K. So
what's the repairs?
The repairs. He said it was kind of it wasn't too bad. So I put that little chart. You made a little chart. So I went by the chart, by the numbers, and I got what was it? I think 60,000 after repairs.
So 30,000 repairs.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. And that came out to multiplied by 70. What was the ARV?
80K, 90K.
90K. So we multiply that by 70%. And that comes out to $42,000. Correct?
Yeah.
And what did the seller want to sell it for?
He said minimum 35K.
Okay. So that looks like a deal to me, right? So that's 7,000 profit. And so what happened?
Well, I called him up today to see if he wanted to meet up, because he said he did, but he told me he talked to his wife and he said his wife was stuck on 50K. So I was like, oh well, call me if you want a speed inconvenience. That's all I said.
Okay. All right. So selling on speed inconvenience, it's nice, but don't say speed inconvenience.
That's more of an internal.
That's an internal thing. So
Yeah.
you externally said that the wrong way. I would have said, well, if you're ready to sell it for cash, give me a call. I can't do $50,000. I can do 35 like we originally agreed. That's it.
So here's the challenge you have on this. So you had a deal. He's on board. And what happened is, listen, it's really hard to get like a husband and wife on the phone together. So if it's just him, you would have had the deal and it'd be a slam dunk. Dude, this happens all the time. And sometimes it's the husband that screws it up or it's the wife. So what happened is he took your verbal offer and presented it to his wife. And he just hand selected the pieces that he thought was important, which was probably the price. And she probably freaked out.
And you know, husbands, right? They don't communicate.
We don't communicate the best. We're horrible communicators.
Yeah.
And like we speak in man code, like 35K, take it. And she's like, what are you, nuts? Like this one sold for this. So here's what I would do.
Well, actually, these are two things. Did you offer 35,000 before?
No, he started talking numbers like quick. Like first time I talked to him, he started talking numbers.
Did you offer anything?
No, I didn't.
So you're following the rules. You didn't do anything wrong. It's just, heck, I mean,
so let's talk about saving the deal because that's all that matters, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do is just try to set up an appointment and meet with the husband and the wife, because the only way you're going to win her over is you're going to have to like build rapport with her and connect with her and kind of sell the experience, like, you know, speed and convenience without saying that. Also, you take a look at the house to see what's going on with it, to see if it adds up. And remember, when people sell, that house is going to sell for cash regardless. By the time they're done with closing costs and everything, I think you'll probably wind up being their best solution like possible. So
you said they had to pay 6% commission for the realtor and 6% for what?
So wait, is it listed?
No. So listen, if somebody traditionally sells with a realtor, 6% comes off the top. It could be 5 sometimes. And then remember, you got closing costs, title insurance, you got recording fees. Those are anywhere from 3 to 4%, depending on where you're at. So the idea is like 10% is the minimum it typically costs to sell a property. And by the time you do like inspections and all that little thing, you can throw another 3 to 5% on it. So that's why I say 12 to 15% is the average cost. And so what I would do is try to focus on what you can put in their pocket as opposed to what you can sell it for, because most people don't understand like what you list it for in a real, they're not going to tell you. They only tell you at the closing table. This is why realtors have to go to closings, to get over the culture shock of the all the fees that are going to be taken off on them. So I would have a winning shot and get in front of both of them. And you're going to have to focus most of your time on the wife, and you're going to have to win it over. Dude, I used to yank my wife to help me out, like when I had like tough ones like this. But I don't think it's tough. I just don't think she understands completely.
Yeah.
So you got to give it a shot. So in the future, when you do that, just say, listen, I would have just set an appointment. And once I know as a wife, is, you know, would your wife be on board for like that 35 range, make it flexible, go. And here's what guys will answer, like, well, I don't know. I got to talk to her. That means you're going to have to meet with her and present her. He goes, listen, don't say anything to her. Can we just set up and like both meet at the same time? Because if you throw over a price, she's just going to come back a lot of times and go, well, we can get like a higher number. So I would go meet with them. We get this all the time. Like,
so I should call him up and try to make an appointment.
What do you got to
No, no,
lose? What do you got to
can do
lose?
that. I would
Because I
follow up.
already sent him a text, told him if you could fix up the property to make it good conditions, like perfect conditions, I'll pay $50K. And he just left me on scene. But so should I still keep
So,
contacting
Ariel,
him?
you're being too pushy. It's a pull and a push. I would follow up.
You can't
once
close
a
them on a
week.
text.
Yeah, Ariel, I would call them once a week and just see where they're at.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Or just tell them, go, hey, let me take a look at the property and let's see if we can put something together.
They might not. If the MAO is 42, they're not going to sell for 50. So you either tell them to go list the property, or you follow up. I think you should follow up once a week. That's my advice.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
No, it's
And I
good.
have-
Don't be too eager.
Okay. I have one more question. How do you add thousands of addresses into PropStream to skip trace them? Like the ones you get from the government, the code violations. Sometimes you
can
get thousands.
Import the
Import.
lead.
Also, you have to like upgrade your PropStream subscription or whatever.
You get a regular one. You can import leads.
Because it's not on Excel. It's like usually on a PDF. What
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
have to move. You have to move the PDF to an Excel and then import it into PropStream.
Yeah, like a CSV file.
Every skip tracing site needs a CSV file, Excel file, mostly a CSV because of less space.
CSV. Yeah, but that's like I don't know how to do that. That's the thing. Like,
Look it
you
up.
have to
Go online.
manually
Search
type-
how. I'm saying this nicely. You just have to search how Excel works and do it. What do you
Okay.
like? What do you mean?
He's talking about converting a PDF to an Excel file.
What he's really
I'm trying to,
asking is how do I do it the easy way, right? That's the real question,
like,
right?
do I have to
You know how to do it, bro.
Do I have to manually type in like
Yes.
1,000?
Or you have a VA do it.
Oh, okay.
It's not that you don't know how to do it. You got to do it.
Yeah.
It sucks.
Or you
Never
can use
fun.
like Fiverr and pay someone
That's
10,
why
15 bucks.
It's worth the extra 5-10 minutes to drive to the government place and politely ask for the CSV. People are like, oh, that's too much work.
Yeah.
Oh, when they send you a PDF.
They do that on purpose,
Yeah,
by the way.
if you go on purpose and you're nice and you ask for the CSV, they have the CSV.
Yeah, because you have to have a CSV file to convert it to a PDF.
So you're going to spend 4 or 5 hours for not politely asking for a CSV. So it is always worth asking the government list plate people for the CSV in a nice way.
Oh, gotcha.
The way I like it, is it worth being very nice and sweet? And I'm not telling you to bribe them with food or something, but like, is a dozen Dunkin' Donuts worth a CSV?
No,
Or is it worth manually doing 1,000 government
it
lists?
saves a lot of time.
So that's the way I look at it.
Okay. Yeah, that clears the fog a lot. Like,
and you can find softwares that like will convert it, but they're not perfect, though. I've tried them. It's like, and it's only as good as the document like they give you. So OCRs can only recognize so much, and then you got to organize them. So try to get the original file if you can.
All right, man. Perfect. I appreciate you. Appreciate
Okay,
your help.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jay, I'm sorry if you got kicked out. I got kicked out too. I'm as upset as you. Internet went out for like 5 seconds because I don't know.
Did we pay the bill?
I hope so. So Jay, you can hop back on. Link's still on there to hop on.
Pull up that one right there, Brandon.
All right, I will. Can you break down CSV is basically just an export on Google Sheets. So just look it up, guys. Probate lawyer is working with homeowner to get name on the deed. Does the probate lawyer have a stake in the sale of the house?
Yes, they have what they call attorney's fees. Remember, the key with wholesaling, if you can buy the probate before the name gets transferred on the deed, that's where your payday is. If you wait for a probate to be officialized by a lawyer, that means the deed gets transferred from the deceased person to the new heirs, and they don't need you anymore because then they can take it to full market and they don't realize the value of a wholesaler. So yes, the lawyer has a stake in this. They want to drive up the fees, and you can legally buy a probate before this entire process. But the problem is the lawyer's in control here. And in my opinion, you probably won't get a good deal on it. So try to connect with the homeowner and get, if they're the PR, the personal representative, and they can enter in a contract with you, do that first. And then the attorney has no control over the property, just the outcome of the probate, and you're in control. If you wait till the very end, that's what all lawyers want to do because that's how they can push the fees up the highest.
I agree. So just understand that. All right, let's see here. All right, we're gonna let AO on. He's on his lunch break really quick. So hop on real quick, AO. Hop on. Let's see if he wants to hop on here. All right. Let's see. All right, we got Jay real quick. Jay, we got kicked out too, bro. Internet popped up. So,
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. What's up? What's your last question?
Can you guys hear me?
Internet popped up. Yeah.
guys hear me?
YouTube on. Turn YouTube off, please.
So
No, Jay, your YouTube's on, so it's echoing. All right, he's going to move that over for us.
We'll just come back to him.
Yeah. So, all right. He is off. All right. Next here we got Victor.
Yo,
Yo, what's up? We got better internet connection this time.
It's funny that you say that because I'm in the area that has crappy internet. So, hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah,
What's
go
up?
ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So just a couple of questions here. I just left the probate office, but so ARV, your calculator, does that take into account with carrying costs and holding costs?
There's no holding costs on a wholesale.
Zero. You there, Victor?
We'll explain this for Victor if you watch the replay.
Yeah,
There's
go
no
ahead.
carrying costs actually makes sense if I'm going to flip it myself.
Yeah.
Guess who has to calculate that?
Flippers.
The flipper, right?
Rehabbers.
The rehabber. So no, it's not in. So let's talk to AO real quick. Hopping on from Inland Empire. He's on a quick lunch break, so we want to give him a shout out. He lives on the West Coast, so it's hard for him. So
what's for lunch? Hopefully they didn't like
oh my
pineapple on
gosh.
pizza,
He doesn't have much
right?
time. He doesn't have much time. He
Okay.
can't get into food.
Sorry.
What's up? How can we help you out?
I already ate.
There you go.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. So yeah, I the last live I was on, I was speaking with Rick this past Monday. Was it Monday, Rick?
Probably Monday because you're West Coast, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Monday
us
night.
old timers don't keep track of time well.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So Zach, I was talking with your pops to let him know that I accidentally fired my wife. And yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, long story short, we came to a resolve, and Rick gave me some homework to figure out like when I'll be able to work, actually like make calls to motivate sales and such. So what we figured out with my whack schedule is to devote like 2 hours daily towards towards making calls, not pulling lists, not skip tracing, calls. So 30 minutes for my lunch break, since I have 30 minutes, and then an hour before work, and then depending on my schedule, an hour after work if I'm not working until 8. So yeah, I'm just doing, we both, my wife and I, we both are on board of just like eliminating all excuses, like all across the board, not just with business, but just with everything. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. So recap, he had to figure out, number one, his wife's on board, but they had to work out because they only have so much time. And I'm like, you got to map out a schedule. Cause I did all this.
Yeah,
when I
watched
worked
some of
80
it.
hours a week. I'm just like,
I watched his live streams, FYI. And last time I talked to him, I think was during a Christmas live stream. He was in his backyard or something.
Oh,
Pretty sure
damn.
that was the last time I talked to you. But so from our last conversation and that one there, I can't guarantee your results, right? You're an Inland Empire, right?
Yeah.
So I can't guarantee your results, but as you know, the more time you put in, the better percent you're going to get a deal.
100%.
So maybe you do an hour, you get a deal. Maybe you don't, you don't. from the Inland Empire, from all of my research, most of the deals are coming from code violations and drawing for dollars. If you cold call a vacant list, there's 50 kids in the Inland Empire doing that. My personal opinion, I feel like reverse drawing for dollars is probably going to be your cheapest and best bet. Cold calling with the job's tough. It does work, but it's all over the board. So I feel like reverse drawing for dollars is probably going to be one of your best bets with government lists and code violations.
Yeah.
And then cold calling those too. That'd be my advice, because that's something you can do maybe an hour, 5 days a week, 5 hours, where it's really you're throwing 5 hours of sticky notes out there. You get calls in, you can talk to them before work. For 5 hours, we did that action plan, right? If you're under 5 hours, which that's kind of where you're at, that's probably where I'm looking towards. I'd love to tell you to go throw bandit signs out, but like you're in the Inland Empire, right? So I think reverse drawing for dollars, ugly houses, code violations, and government type lists for an hour or 2 hours a day is going to give you the best ROI, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So I think that's it. And I feel like he might not feel like cold calling from just working all day. So that might be a better bet. It's a little more relaxing, listen to music, something, right? So that'd be my guess. We don't have the best internet connection, but he's calling from work, so I appreciate it. So he's not connecting here, so no big deal. So if you want to, I do my live streams on Sundays at 7 o'clock your time. So I know he's watching the replay of this because the internet's not working because on LT or something. So I hop on, talk to me Sunday nights. So I do a Sunday night live stream on the Zach Ginn channel at 10 p.m. Eastern. So for all my West Coasters out here working the 9 to 5, you can hop on. All right, there you are. All right, you're cutting in and out, bro. Up, yeah. Yeah, I can't hear you. I could see it's not hopping.
No.
Turn your camera off. Turn your camera off and keep the audio on. All right. Is that better?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little better.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying, with the reverse driving for dollars, we had mentioned that Saturday is from like 6 to 9. For me, committing that once a week would definitely do. It probably best for me to do it on Sunday too, while everyone is sleeping until 7:30 or so. I'll just
that'd be my best advice. It's a little easier. You get a little more bang for your buck, and it's a little less physical work since you're working a job, right? That's gonna be your best bet.
Yeah.
Even with the cost of gas in California, it's still cheaper than getting a dialer. It's still cheaper than skip tracing. It's still cheaper than SMS text blasting because you got to be always texting all the time. I've thought about this every which way for people like you, right? Like if I only have 5-6 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the cheapest one. It seems like the most expensive one because you're driving, but you're driving 30 miles an hour and you're only doing it like 3 or 4 hours. Like it's not that much.
Yeah, and plus you're putting eyeballs on the property, which cuts out a lot of the stuff when you actually talk to them.
And you're an Inland Empire. Everybody's wholesaling out there.
Yeah.
So that I've looked at every which way out there. That's the only way that works. I figured out. Yeah, that's what I could say on that limited time budget. That's going to be your best path to success, in my opinion.
All right.
Yeah. Once you get success, then you can make decisions down the road when you free up some money on how you want to spend your time. But
so go do that. Let me know what the results are. I want to know what your contact rate is. I think that's going to be very important. So let me know how many sticky notes you put out and how many calls you got in for the week. Let's look at some statistics and we can work together on this. All right.
Okay. That's fair.
All right. Try to put 100 out before you do any math. So make a goal to do 100 maybe in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't care. See how many calls you get in. You get a Google Voice and let me know. Then we can kind of do some math.
Most definitely. I'm also going to be doing probates too.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah. So
FYI, you're going to be number 50 or 60 in line. I'm pulling probates in San Bernardino, Riverside.
Yeah.
it's that
I heard
market.
it's a good technique, though.
It's a great technique, but in the Inland Empire, it's
Okay.
everyone. We have probably I would say 200 people from that area right now watching.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're all gonna be pulling probates.
It's got to be good.
It's got to be good, but reverse rank fraud is probably my best bet. So appreciate it, bro. Keep it up.
No doubt.
We love you, man. Keep up the support. Boom. All right. So yeah, I mean, the probates work. The problem is the probates start getting less important when there's just more and more like the population, right? So like LA is going to be a tough probate market, right?
Yeah.
So that's the point. But everyone should be doing probates and just try it out. So guys, wholesaling mobile homes, y'all got to do it. Okay. Y'all got to be wholesaling the mobile homes. So I appreciate it, guys. So we're going to answer a couple more questions real quick because we got to make up for our little blip, right? We got blipped out for like 2 or 3 minutes. So
you pick up 1 or 2 more.
Thanos snaps his fingers. So we came back heroically. So Terry, what is up?
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
How y'all doing? What's up, Rick and Zach? Can y'all hear me?
What's going on, man?
I'm blessed.
I can hear you, man.
Loud and clear.
I got a lot of energy, but first of all, I just want to say thank you guys for what you're doing. Man, you guys are such a huge inspiration. I've been following you guys for a while, and I know that God put you on this earth here. This is part of your purpose. So thank y'all.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
So for the past couple of months, I've been wholesaling mobile homes, just getting into mobile homes on land. I got a list. I did some direct mail, working on a mobile home and land deal now, trying to wholesale it, and got a few other leads for some other mobile home and land deals, and got some things I might want to even JV with you guys.
I hear an action taker.
I know. I love it, dude.
He's hearing our advice and he's taking action.
Yeah.
I love it, man. You're who I talk to. Yeah, I try to get through the action takers, when I give the advice. So I love it, man.
That's the best way to connect with us, because if you can send us a deal where we can all make money together, it's a win-win, because I'm not in your pocket until you got money in your pocket.
Yeah, because initially I started wholesaling mobile homes, but when I would market the homes, the first question I would get from so many people was the land included? So I kind of like adjusted and just started reaching out to more property owners that had mobile homes with land, and seems like I'm headed down a great road with your guidance and your advice. It's definitely appreciated, much needed, and I definitely will reach out to you guys on JV and some deals together. Let's go. Let's make it happen. I want to get to where you guys are one day so I can be able to be an inspiration and change lives too.
Yeah, he's just like our video in the beginning, dude. Like high energy, man. This is it.
What market are you in?
I'm in South Carolina. So
South Carolina?
Yeah.
Wait, have I talked to you before? Are you in Charleston? Not Charleston, Columbia.
Columbia. Yeah, I'm in Columbia.
I've talked to you before, right?
Yeah, but
okay.
I've been pretty much, working the surrounding I guess smaller towns in South Carolina where there are more mobile home parks, more mobile home on land properties, as opposed to Columbia, which is like the capital of South Carolina. But Sumter and Orangeburg and Camden and Elgin, and I know a lot of people might not know about those areas, but just trying to reach out in the more rural areas and make some things happen, man.
Yeah, man. It's a weird dynamic because like the rural areas are nice. You just don't want to get too rural, like where there's not that much population. You still want some buyers, but dude, some of those like South Carolina is amazing, right? Yeah. Like we're helping some people. They're doing great, man. It's great. Not a lot of people talk about it, dude. You're in a great market, man. I love it, dude.
Yeah, you're gonna kill it, Terry.
Thank you guys for the inspiration again. I definitely will reach out to you. I don't want to hold you guys up. I know somebody else may want to get on, but thank you guys, man. I feel your vibe, your energy, man, and that gets me going. I wake up every day. I do have a regular job. I work as a mail carrier for the postal service, but I every day I try to make a phone call or follow up with a seller or put out a bandit sign. I mean, I'm trying to do something every day to make a difference. So thank you guys again for your motivation, inspiration.
Beautiful.
Awesome, dude.
Thanks, Terry. I appreciate it.
See you,
All right.
bud. Keep the
All right.
enthusiasm.
All right. Love it. Jay says, so his question was, what math do you do in your head when talking to FSBOs? ARV minus repairs multiplied by the multiplier I have at freewholesaling.com. And then also I might do a cash flow comp there. That's what I do. So last one here, I do want to talk to Ezekiel real quick. He had a deal yesterday. What happened to your deal, bro?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing?
What happened to your deal?
So I drove the 2 hours to Springfield. We met with the sellers. I looked a little bit more in depth into the foundation issues that it had. So when I went to the basement, it was kind of caving inwards throughout the whole left side of it. The right side was nice, but that was the case. It needs a new roof. So there's that, because it was peeling off. We got pictures of the whole thing. So we did the good cop, bad cop. I'm sorry my partner couldn't be here. He's over, dealing with his pregnant girlfriend. But we're just here. What happened? We did good cop, bad cop. He gave him the offer for 175. He said, no, I just can't do it. I already have a solid offer at 182. I asked him, why haven't you gone through with it yet? And he said, well, because you mentioned, 185. And I was like, okay, fair enough, I guess. And then I brought up the fact that he wanted to close in 60 days and that, that's definitely doable. But if we're going to do the 185, it'd just be beneficial to us if we can get it in that 30-day timeline. So he said, yeah, for sure. He'll be out of there by 30 days. He wants us to send over the contract so he can bring it to his attorney. And then after, he said he just wants to make sure it's a legitimate contract with his attorney. And then he said if his attorney gives him the okay, then he'll sign DocuSign.
Cool. Did you condition him?
I did. He's he kind of does this. He has 4 properties right now within the areas, like 2 lots and 2 other houses.
Did you condition him for a yes or no decision when you met him?
Oh, I did. Yeah, I told him when
he should have told me about the attorney thing. That was.
Well, yeah, he did tell me that he wanted to use his attorney during the process.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, he said on the cold calling. He said that. He said, yeah, I want to keep my attorney in the loop. So if that's okay with you,
you think there's money in that deal if you lock it up for that price?
I do, because I'm seeing the comps around the area for a little like 100 plus or minus is around, for the renovated homes is around 300 290. And then for just the unrenovated homes that's on the market with obviously strong structural frames, that they're going for like 230 235 240. So I'm thinking I can try to push it at 205, and then we'll see what happens.
Follow up, bro.
You got
nothing you can do.
Yeah. Well, I if I sign, send it. He said if his lawyer says
do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me know when you get it, man.
I had a question about the contract real quick. So I know you guys aren't legal.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go. What is it?
For under the section where it's like this process will happen at or whatever. I'm sorry. I know I'm taking up time. All right, here, the number 3, closing date and transfer of title. This transaction shall close on or before closing will be held at. Is that the law office of his attorney?
So you either Massachusetts has title companies.
No,
I'm not. I don't memorize every state.
Is it an attorney state or title?
It's an attorney state.
It's an attorney state. So at the law office of blank, 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 blank.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I have that all in. All right.
I would use your attorney, not their attorney, though. But
okay.
Yeah, you don't want him facilitating your closing because he's going to get in the way.
Okay.
His attorney can look over the contract.
He can look over the contract, and I've always tell you don't stop him from doing it, but don't let him handle the closing because that's what he's going to want to do.
Okay. So I'll start calling around for different attorneys in my area now then.
Yeah, just be clear what you want to do with the property. If you're going to sign it, let them know to make sure they can facilitate that for you.
Yeah, and I also let the seller, he asked me if there was any
Yeah, they have title companies and escrow services there with attorneys there.
Yeah.
So I would see if you can use a title company with an attorney there too.
Yeah, and remember the purpose of that attorney is just to review the contract. Do not let him do anything else.
Assignment.
Yes, that's what he said. He said he's gonna send it over. He just wants to make sure the contract's legit because he has partners or friends.
I think you can still use a title company, dude.
Okay.
You need to start looking at though, man.
Yeah, I will do that.
I would go on Facebook and look
Okay.
for Springfield, Massachusetts title companies for wholesaling.
Okay. So that was another thing I was gonna ask. Is that have to be kind of in that area because it is a two-hour drive for me, and I don't have a car. I rented a car for today just to do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So does it have to be in Springfield, the title company? I mean, it's beneficial for the seller. You know, they're over there.
It doesn't affect you, right?
No,
You
it
knew
doesn't matter.
virtually.
Yeah,
You could have done a virtual appointment.
You could
bro.
do a mail away technically. Just send a note to your house to sign the stuff.
I would do it in Springfield though.
Sounds good. All right. So send over the contract to them and look for title companies. That's what I'm doing.
Bro,
right
guess what, dude? On Sunday, the attorney might ask you what title company you're using, and if you say, I don't know, guess what's gonna happen?
That's a red flag. Yeah.
So tonight, you're gonna be looking at all the title companies in Springfield for wholesaling, and you're gonna start calling, bro. Get dialing.
All right. Sounds good. Plan of action.
Freewholesaling.com, the right question to ask. Go through that. You'll be good to go.
All right. Perfect. Well, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it.
Get it going.
Okay.
Oh.
Awesome.
So Ezekiel said he had an appointment, and I know he had a lot of questions on that, and I wanted to see how it went, so we hop him on. So guys, wholesaling mobile homes, that's how you do it. Let's get it going. I love the energy. Trying to match Terry today. So love it,
Terry,
guys.
man. Terry's
I
got
love it.
Love it.
They got something in South Carolina there. So guys,
Something in the water.
start wholesaling mobile homes. You know exactly how to get it. It is your duty to have success right now, and you can do it, guys. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Check out below, free wholesaling.